Yo, 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 Panther Nation, what is good? Welcome back to Two Fans in the Stands. I am your favorite armchair GM, CJ.
And I am your favorite couch scout extraordinaire, Tony. Come on, one time. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. People in the chat already calling for it. Come
Hey,
on,
that
one
that that
time.
that's for you, Dylan. That's for you, man. That's for you, dog. Hey, what's going on, cuz? How you doing on this dreary Saturday morning here in Charlotte?
Man, I can't call it six in one hand, half a dozen in the other. I guess I call it even as always. What's
I hear
popping
you.
though?
I hear
What's good with you though, cuz?
Hey man, I'm glad to be here. Another day, another dollar, another
Already.
opportunity. So we here to get it, man. Hey, now I just want everybody out there in the chat because Mr. Hunky Dory already mentioned it. Y'all let me know how y'all brackets are doing. I messed around and forgot to fill out a single bracket at all. And when I thought about it, the play-in games, for the 16 seeds were going
Yeah.
on. And I was like, crap. Well, now that's too late. So I can't do that. But yeah, y'all let me know how y'all brackets are going, man. Cause as usual, it's always some upsets. I think Kentucky ruined everybody's bracket. And I mean everybody.
Right.
Who was it? Oakland.
All
Was it
gone.
Oakland? Yeah, Oakland. Oakland got them. A man,
Yeah,
hey, a
Oakland.
man hit 10 threes. And the crazy thing was, it's not like he was wide open. Kentucky was in his face on every shot. And I mean, he was cold-blooded. I mean, he was just dropping them
Right.
left and right, man. Left and right. But yeah, man, let me know how y'all brackets are doing. We appreciate all y'all pulling up. And before we get started, we'll get into a little bit of business here. All right. And as usual, if you're new to the channel, you're just checking us out, make sure you hit that like button, help us out with the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. You can check us out on all social media at Two Fans in the Stands. And like we call it here, Twix. That's a mixture of Twitter and X. You can find us at Two Fans ITS. All right. So,
Yes, sir.
Tony.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. We got some special guests in the building with us today, man. All right. We have
Already.
J.J. and Terrance from For Panther Fans Only. Gentlemen, how y'all doing today?
What's up, man? Doing great. Appreciate y'all
That's
having us
good.
on.
For
How y'all
Hey,
sure.
doing?
man. Doing good, man. Doing good. Doing real good.
What's going on, fellas?
Can't call it.
What's
Can't
Mm-hmm.
up,
call it. How
man?
y'all doing?
Yeah, doing good,
Man,
man. Hey,
everything pie over here.
everything
For
fine.
sure.
Hey, and
Everything
we
pie.
we met these guys through one of our I like to call one of our good friends who's always in the chat with us, Dylan. Okay, and he gave Tony the moniker of having the crab hands when he used to do this all the time in our live streams. And it was funny
Yeah,
because he quit doing it for a long time, and then Dylan popped back up one day, and he's been doing it again ever since. So, but yeah,
yeah,
man,
yeah. Shout out to
Shout out to
Dylan.
Dylan.
Shout
Hey,
out to
shout out to
Dylan, man.
Dylan for sure.
yeah,
Big
man.
part of the
But
team.
yeah, but we're gonna let you guys tell everybody about yourselves, how y'all got started with your podcast. But 1 second here, let me go through a couple of these comments. Couple of these comments really quick. I apologize, y'all. All right. And that is
Yeah,
Dylan.
yeah.
He said he's late as usual. So a Rock Jones said Tony needs to come up with the intro rap on that funky beat. Man, hey, let me tell you, I'll have my popcorn ready if that happens. I'll put him on the solo layout, let him go to work. Hey,
Hey,
as soon as he
don't.
get ready to do that, I'll let everybody know.
Hey, listen. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. The kid got bars now. Let's
Uh
let's
huh.
let's
uh huh.
stop playing.
Let them
Don't
know.
don't 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 have me dip in my bag. You heard me?
Uh huh.
Don't have me dip in my bag. Let me give you some of
Bet,
that old
okay.
school flavor. Don't do it. Don't make me do it.
He come in and sound like Dougie Fresh.
Nah, for real.
Look, he said, Tony, let's see the crab hands there. Yeah, he got him today, man. He got him.
Yeah, he saw. He saw.
Native said, morning, Tony CJ. Let's go. NFC South Champ. Hey,
What's up,
speaking
Nader?
into existence, man.
Don't
Speaking
get
into
too ahead.
Speaking
existence.
into
I
existence,
mean,
man. That's what we're
yeah.
talking about right there. Positivity.
Don't get
Yeah.
too ahead of yourself.
Hey, but look, hey,
Positivity.
now look, we're not getting ahead of ourselves because I like to tell everybody on here, I'm holding all my optimism for when I actually see something on the field, but
Thank you.
I am all for speaking positivity.
Yeah.
Speaking positivity with realistic expectations. Let me put it like that. You know, we
Okay.
can be positive
Right.
all day, but you know, you got your realistic side. You like, okay, cool.
That's why I messed up last year. I was speaking positivity, and I was a little delusional.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot
hey,
of
I was
delusion.
right there
we
with you,
all were.
brother.
Scott Fitterer.
I was right
Hey,
there
Scott
with you.
Fitterer had me duped. That's my apology. So now I'm a
Yeah.
little jaded. I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
I'm a little jaded now.
QJ
Yeah.
Smith. He said, "What's good, everybody? What's good?" Oh, and then he
Sure,
followed
man.
it with this: Duke winning it
Oh
all.
man.
No, sir.
Oh
No,
man.
sir. No, sir. Hey,
Shout
let
out
me tell you,
QJ.
hey, look, it took them too late to put Vermont away last night, man. Hey,
Yeah.
said
I'm
Mulo
not even gonna
G
fall out
popping
with you,
in.
QJ.
Mulo.
We got
Hello, what's
we
up?
got company in the house. Even even though JJ a low key Duke fan, but I'm gonna let him
High
live
key,
today. I'm gonna
high
let him
key,
live.
high key, high key.
I'm gonna let him live
Ask about
today.
J.J. Auburn.
Oh yeah,
What?
I had Auburn winning it all in
Oh
my bracket
Mm,
man.
challenge. So last night
mm.
Ooh,
it was a rough night for me last night. I can't even lie. Like I got as high. I was
man.
legitimately like 436 in the
Uh-huh.
ESPN tournament challenge, 436 in the world. When they lost,
Yeah.
everything gone. Dropped to like 80K, like
Yeah.
80K immediately. So
I
it
forgot
was
who
a rough
beat
So
night.
them.
Yale.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very
Oh
I
nasty.
ain't want to
Very
say
that
nasty.
I ain't want to say it.
that last series was wild. I saw the highlight and I was just like, yo, that was
That
Yeah.
hey
that's
that was a hell of a game. It
yo.
was a hell of a sequence.
That's worse. That worse than Duke losing to Lehigh.
Why do we got to bring that up?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
Why do
I'm
we?
just saying.
Why do we got to
I'm
bring that
just
up,
saying.
Tom? What we
All I'm
doing,
saying
man?
is
Hey, cause this Tar Heel Nation,
your
baby.
team,
Yes, sir.
your team, and the team that you so called for whatever God knows reason picked them to win it all. They lost to the Ivy League, and I don't even know what conference Lehigh's in. But I digress. Hey, let's
Hey,
move on. Let's move
speaking of
on.
Auburn, boy, did you see Charles Barkley when they was talking about it after that they just played better than us? I mean, they wanted it more than I
With
mean, he was up
egg on
with
his
that.
face.
Hey, and Kenny Smith would just look at him like, "Aha, I told you."
Yeah, yeah. Yale is hot.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Yale is hot.
yeah. Anthony
yeah, that's
Holloway
hot.
is a great job, my brother. Hey, appreciate you being here, buddy.
Hey,
All
appreciate you,
right,
dog.
West Side
What's that?
702, Vegas,
702
baby,
Vegas,
Bob, Vegas,
baby.
baby, Bob. First time on the chat, all out live here in Vegas. Keep panning. Hey man, appreciate you. Let me tell you, I love me some
Appreciate
Vegas,
that,
man. I
man.
can't wait to go back.
Hey, we'll be
Yes,
out in
sir.
Uh,
Vegas later this year.
hey,
Yeah.
Hood Rock said
Okay.
game. Hey, the dude who I forgot his name, but he played
No,
for
not
South Carolina. Yeah. Rock said Gamecock
not
suck.
no. That is that a
Yes.
typo?
Nah,
He
bro.
been hacked. He been
Nah,
hacked. Rock been hacked, dog.
no.
Rock been hacked.
No. Well, I mean,
He ain't hating on his
they
Gamecocks.
bro, they got taken out big time. And then the guy that used to play
Molly
for him
Rock
dropped 40 on him. He dropped
Yeah,
40
dropped
on him.
40.
that was
All
bad.
40.
flat. Barbecue.
Yes. That was let me tell you, that L was personal. That L was personal,
Oh,
man. Hey,
yeah.
we
That
appreciate
was
y'all too,
personal.
man.
Hey yo,
Chris, fellas.
when your former teammate goes somewhere else and knock you out of a tournament that you wasn't supposed to be knocked out of in the first round, and you drop a 40 piece on your dog, that's
Mm-hmm.
personal. That's beyond personal. That's all caps.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
For
all caps,
sure.
dog.
I saw Carolina Blitz, and they were like they had the little picture with the guy sipping the water, and it said, "So what was this about the SEC being better than the ACC?" Let me tell you, boy,
Mm,
they taking loss after loss after
yeah,
loss.
Wow.
it's looking
We
bad
see
for them, bro.
Auburn,
Bad for 'em.
Kentucky, South Carolina, Florida. Florida
Florida.
got beat.
Florida,
Florida. Yep.
Yeah,
Florida lost
yeah.
me some money,
I
Well,
man.
was
you
about
know
to say
what?
Florida lost us
I
some money
don't
yesterday.
I don't put it past Colorado because I don't know if I don't know if y'all paid attention, but Colorado started off really really hot in the beginning of the season, and they
Mm-hmm.
went through a little drought, a little slump or whatever. So I'm not surprised to see them pull off that win against Florida. So watch out, Colorado is a sleeper team.
Hey, look, Nader said Wolfpack taking off. I ain't gonna lie, I was low key hating on them last night. Let me tell you, I was so hoping I forgot who they were playing.
Some of baby nimble feet out there look like a dancing
Man,
bear, don't
Yes,
man,
sir.
hey,
For
hey,
sure.
That's a big
he?
I
He out
boy.
there giving people, he out there giving them that work.
That
I'm
work.
telling you. Hey, but you
Footwork
know
on
what?
point too.
When they
For
played us in
sure.
the ACC tournament title game, I knew it was a wrap. when Horn shot that first shot, it hit the backboard. That joker went up about 6 feet in the air, came straight back down, and went in the hoop. I was sitting on my
Yeah.
couch. I looked at my mother-in-law and I said, "Yeah, this is a wrap." And she was like, "What are you talking about? It's over." I said, "Did you see that?" I said, "This is a wrap." I said, "This they don't won
Yeah.
4 games in 4 days. Now they on 5." I said, "This is their tournament." I said, "It's good." I said, "We just gonna go ahead and move on to the NCAA." But yeah, but
All right.
shout out to the
And,
Wolfpack.
and
But
y'all still got blessed. Y'all
Yeah.
still got blessed with y'all 1 seed and 2 home games.
hey,
So
I'll take it. I'll
the
take it.
NCAA
We'll
loves
take it.
UNC. I bet.
Now
I
you
bet
know
y'all
that's
will.
not true. You
I
know that's
bet
not
y'all
true.
will. They love you and they love them from Tar Heels,
Hey,
boy.
Los Four Amigos. Hey man, I ain't seen you here in a minute, man. What's been going
Hey,
on,
we ain't
dog?
seen you in a minute, dog.
Yeah, glad you could make it, man. He
We
said
ain't
thank you
seen
for
you in a
Caleb
minute.
again. Hey,
Yeah.
he like every team that it seemed like we be sending players or players from. He like the Bears. I guess he like Arizona. You talking about Caleb Love? But hey, shout out
Yeah.
to Caleb. I ain't mad at him though, brother. Out there balling.
Hey,
I got
Drinking
I
let's
before
got
lunch
beef.
is wild.
You don't know what's in here, man.
That's our
Ginger
producer.
ale.
Yeah, shout out to our producer Tavius, man.
Will Robinson, hey, said, hold up on
yeah.
my Gamecocks for real, for real. Hey, no hate, Will. No hate.
Chill
That's
Will.
that's chill Will right there. No hate, dog. No
Yeah.
hate at all.
Tip
We
Drill
we
Will.
we were just speaking facts. The former player
Just
did
speaking
drop
facts.
40 on them, and they took the L. So we apologize. All right. Seneca said
Yeah.
just got done looking through the worst 4-round draft I've seen all year. Oh wow.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh wow.
Wolfpack
Okay.
equal mid pack. Said, would you guys trade the 39th and 140 for Higgins? I would do that ASAP. You know what?
Cincinnati is not going to trade T. Higgins. They're not going to trade him.
Uh,
I don't think so
well,
either.
we'll get back into
They're
that.
not,
We'll get back into that later.
yeah. Well, I
Look,
don't know
so
why,
hey,
but they ain't going to trade him.
thanks for Greg Olson, Bears.
That's when you know we in a
Yeah.
bad spot when we got to go back 5, 6, 7 years to acknowledge
Man,
some positivity. It's
yeah,
Shit,
for real.
that's 10 years.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
fellas.
Yeah. All right. Okay. But JJ and Terrance, all right. So let our viewers know, everybody that's watching, tell us a little bit about yourselves, how y'all got started, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You want to
You
go?
want to
Or
go
you want me to
first?
go?
You go ahead.
Yeah, okay, bet. Yeah. First and foremost, appreciate y'all having us on, man. Great opportunity. I feel like for us to collab and respect a lot of what you guys are doing for sure. So we appreciate that first and foremost. So how we got started. So um, started off with the company that I started is called Goodies and Two Shoes. And we started reselling clothing. That was really the premise of the business. And just to kind of expedite the timeline, fast forward, started doing YouTube, started doing a podcast called Good Talk. Um, so that's kind of how I got in that podcast space personally. Off of Good Talk, I was
Okay.
talking about all sports, just an array of everything: baseball, basketball, football, etc.
Right.
But what was getting lost in that was my love for the Carolina Panthers because I'm a diehard Carolina Panthers fan. I got it tatted on me. So it's
Oh
I've
wow.
been yeah for sure. So
Yeah, woman,
that
he
was getting
sold out
lost.
for real.
Oh, lie.
Yeah, nah, for real, for real. So if Dave Tepper ever moves us from Charlotte, I'm gonna be down bad. I'm gonna go ahead and say that right now for the record. But yeah, so fast forward, like I said, it was getting lost. My love for the Carolina Panthers and being able to speak on them with just good talk, and so off of that, I think it might have been week 9 or week 10 of the
Right.
2021 season, maybe. And I started doing For Panthers Fans Only. It was really just same background, same set, everything as Good Talk, but it was just strictly geared towards For Panthers Fans Only. And then, like I said,
Okay.
that's my team. So um wanted to dive deeper into it, and I thought that I could create something major with it. So that kind of formulated the G2S network. So now we have a bunch of different, shows, podcasts, etc. But how For Panthers Fans Only kind of grew, I guess you could say, was I hit Terrance up. And I'll be honest, and I've told Terrance this before. There were a couple of people that I had in mind, um, because I felt like just from a chemistry standpoint, it would make it work. And I hit up a couple of different people, but ultimately, when I hit Terrance up, just the buy-in that I got from him, like just immediately, was kind of what set us off. So now this is technically season 4. This is me and Terrance's third season together doing it on a set and things of that nature. But
Okay.
that's kind of the quick timeline of FPFO, and so far so good. So far so good. So
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Terrence.
Yeah. So me and JJ, we met at ECU because I graduated from ECU. He was going there, mutual friends and stuff like that. And so, like, afterwards, I knew he was doing like podcasts and things of that sort, which I've never like been on a podcast or really been in any kind of content creating space. So this was all new for me. But been a Carolina Panthers fan my whole life. Just one of the teams that I just grew up watching, grew a love for because my dad, big Panthers fan as well. So I would always just tune in to his podcast and stuff, comment on them. And like I said, we had mutual friends, so we always talked about the Panthers just in general. And then he just reached out to me one day asking me to like, did I want to be on the show? At first, I was thinking it was like a couple episode thing, like an episode thing, but yeah, ended up being a long term thing, and yeah, that's pretty much how I got started. So I'm still learning on the fly. Still doing a lot of growing and stuff. Very new to the space, but yeah, that's basically how I got started. So nothing too crazy.
and that's one of the
Okay.
things
All
that
right.
I respect Terrance a lot about, is because that's kind of how it was presented. Like it was only going to be a couple episodes or whatever. And mind you, we talking about somebody that had never done content at all. And if you guys go to our page, the G2S Network, you can see that it's like it's a production. Like so, we got
Mm-hmm.
the lights and we got the camera, and it's kind of different when you get in front of that. Like if you're not used to it, so I respect Terrance a
Right.
lot for that, because I'm telling y'all, like, I thought that it was going to be a harder sell than it was. Like, when I presented it to him, he was just like, all right, cool, let's do it. So I always got a lot of respect for Terrance, and he knows that as well. But just to put that on record, like, that's kind of how the story went for real, for real.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Okay.
cool. We appreciate that,
That's
Phil.
cool,
Appreciate
man.
that. All right. So
And
since this is
everybody,
our first
eh,
time,
I was just gonna say, so everybody can find you where can they subscribe to and find you guys at?
Yeah, for sure. So on YouTube, they can find us at the G2S Network. If they want to be taken directly to the channel, that's at the G2S Network. And then on Instagram, TikTok, they can find us at For Panthers Fans Only. On X, or Twix, like you guys like to call it, they can find us at FPFO underscore podcast. But pretty much wherever you search any kind of content, whatever the case may be, if you search for Panthers Fans Only, will pop up for sure. And it's on
Already.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere, all DSPs.
all right,
Already.
cool.
Already. Well,
All
that's
right.
cool. Go ahead, CJ.
Okay. So since this is y'all first time on the channel, I'm gonna ask y'all a few questions here. What is y'all? I'm sorry. What are y'all feelings about the state of the franchise right now? That first and foremost.
uh, yeah, I'll go ahead and take this one. Look, me and JJ, we butt heads a lot, man, on
Uh,
like this particular conversation. But obviously, after a 2-15 season, like you can't look into it and think that the state of the Carolina Panthers is good. But there's a little bit of hope because you're in the NFC South, and I know they just got Kirk Cousins, and Atlanta's looking pretty right, but in the grand scheme of things, like I've also think that this is one of the best off seasons that this front office has had in years. Like I think that last year we obviously knew that the offense was struggling, one of the worst offenses in the NFL. But on top of that, we still had a competing defense. For the better part of the
mhm.
year, was one of the top defenses in the league. So I think they really made it a point to focus on the offense this offseason. And the first couple of moves showed that you invested in a rookie quarterback last year. You moved heaven and earth to go get them. So I mean, now you got to work to put pieces around them. So I don't think it's like we're on the uphill. We're on the climb, and I think realistically, to see us as a competitive, contending football team, it's going to take a few years. I know a lot of people might hate to hear that. You're looking at about that 3 to 4 year range, honestly, in my opinion. But I mean, I think they're taking a step in the
Right.
right direction, getting those pieces to put around them. So I say that to say I don't know. I don't know. We're on the upswing. I don't
Hey,
JJ.
but
Go ahead, CJ. CJ, you seem like you
oh
want
no,
to
no,
throw
I
something
was
in there.
agreeing with Terrance. I was agreeing with Terrance when he said, I say that to say, I don't know, but yeah, that's when you talk about the Panthers now. When you do that, it's just like you say a whole lot, and in the end, it's just like, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, go ahead,
That's
JJ. That's
Right.
all I was
that.
gonna say.
No, I think
Yeah.
that last sentence that Terrence gave, like, but I don't know. That's how I feel, bro. Like
Right. Right.
last year I was so optimistic, and you want me to tell you, like, I blame it on myself. I do. But I also credit it to the Carolina Panthers social media team and their content creation team, because when they hit us with the blueprint and then they hit us with all the pictures of Frank Reich back in the day being the first quarterback all time. I bought into the hype
Man,
last year, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Like I bought into the hype significantly last year. Extremely optimistic. I mean, I mentioned it on the podcast so many times that I probably lost about between 2,500 and three bands on betting just the Panthers to win 10 games or more. Like that's how optimistic I was over
ooh
the summer.
boy,
Yeah, got my pockets
nasty,
ran.
Okay.
nasty.
So like, last year I was very, very optimistic. But
mm,
this year, it's kind of one of those things where fool me once, shame shame on you, but fool me twice, it's shame on me. So at the end of the day, like right now, I'm just
Facts.
everything that we're doing right now, like it looks great. I know a lot of people feel a way about Brian Burns still, and I'm actually one of those people. So I'm not going to try and push those people out to the side or whatever the case may be. But I think ultimately when you look at it as from a wider lens, just based on the moves we've been able to make after that. I think that you did what you could. We didn't want to pay him $30 million a year. He wasn't going to get it from
mm,
us, and so ultimately it was best for both parties for him to depart. So off of losing a centerpiece of your defense like that, what have you been able to do with obtaining Deontay and bringing in Hunt and Lewis, and then bringing in the linebacker Jewel, Fuller? We've been able to do a lot of good things. And it would push me, JJ of the past, it would push me to feel like, okay, I feel optimistic about the season, but because I got burnt so bad last year, I'm still extremely hesitant and reserved on kind of where we are as a unit. But what I will give the team and the organization credit for is the fact that everybody seems to be on the same page. And I think that's something that has been the biggest challenge with this organization for the better part of a decade to a decade and a half, is that everybody has simply just not been on the same page. I mean, you go back and look at
facts.
some of the reports that we saw from last year coming out of the locker room, where you have Dave Tepper, he has little minions in the locker room reporting back to him and shit. So it's like,
Yeah,
then you hear the reports of half the organization wanted Bryce, half of the organization wanted CJ. So I think that the biggest part right now is the fact that I believe that Dave Tepper has brought in a team, constructed a team within the front office
mm,
and within the coaching staff that is fully bought into Bryce, is going to hold him accountable, because Dave Canales told us he was going to do that at the combine. And now everybody's on the same page and kind of what the direction is for this unit and for this organization going forward. So that gives you a sense of optimism. However, like Terrence said, I don't know, because this is a first year head coach that we're talking about. And did he do it with
Right.
Gino? He did it with Gino. That's great. He did it with Baker. That's phenomenal. But does Bryce Young have that ability to adapt to Dave Canales' coaching style and his scheme and what he offers up? That obviously is still, left to be seen. So I don't know.
okay.
I
All right.
got you. I
What
got you.
now let's transition to another question. We're gonna get back to Brian Burns. Okay. Now that whole situation. Now you just talked about a little bit, JJ Terrence. If I can get your feelings on Brian Burns and how that transpired.
Yeah, it was, and this is another situation where me and JJ kind of split ways.
Uh huh.
It was a nasty situation. I think it could have been avoided. I mean, if you obviously paid a man before, before the start of last year, because we said numerous of times, like, I would have been fine with him not suiting up. Like, I don't have my money, I'm not getting on the field. Simple as that.
Mm,
Cool. Players hold out
okay.
all the time. That's fine. The thing is that, like, when you get on the field, when you make that commitment to show up for your teammates, show up for your team, and then give
You don't.
half-ass effort, like, I
Mm-hmm.
just can't get
That
behind that.
part.
Yeah, and so
Mm-hmm.
it was more so like, and we're in a business where you every year you're updating your resume. So if I got
Yeah.
to go based on what I just seen, it's no way I can give you $30 million. Like, I mean, fine. I understand what type of caliber player you were in the past, and you might still have that ability going forward. You might be able to do what the Giants need you to do for them, but based on what I seen last year, I just can't do it. And it was a nasty situation. I wish we would have got more for him, but unfortunately we didn't. But at the same time, it just felt like a dark cloud hanging over the organization. So if there's one thing I'm happy about, I'm happy that they made the decision when they did. Like, hey, we're
Mm-hmm.
either paying them or moving off of them, and we're
Okay.
not about to go
Right.
throughout the whole off season trying to figure out what we're going to do with Brian Burns. So, I mean, but I'm
Yeah.
happy for him. Love Brian Burns.
Yeah.
Glad he got his money.
Mm-hmm.
Just no longer Carolina Panthers. Best of wishes to him, but hey, we got to
Yeah.
move forward. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Already.
I'm not gonna lie. The only
Already.
thing that really okay, I'm kind of with you in a sense. I wish they would have paid him last year, and we could still have him. That was where they really messed up at. Okay, so when they franchise tagged him, I was like, yeah, nah, this ain't gonna work. They put Carolina put the numbers out. Browns was like, absolutely not. Franchise tag. I said, okay, it's a matter of time before they trade him. Was cool with the thought of them trading, but man, when I saw that fifth round pick for next year, oh God Almighty, son, I lost it. I was like, what are these dummies doing? And I'm like, okay, you got a second, great. If they weren't coming off another, they got like two third round, two fourth round picks, I believe. At least get the fifth rounder in this year's draft. I think that's what just kind of sent me over the moon on that one. I'm just like, wait a minute. So now we get rid of our franchise player, okay, and we can't get a first rounder because they weren't coming off the number 6 pick. Wasn't expecting that. But you mean to tell me now we got to wait until 2025 fifth round to get the
Nasty,
yeah, yeah,
nasty,
Yeah.
nasty work. Like
yeah.
But
that's
but you know what though? If you really look at some of the matter of fact, case in point, just today, look what the Titans are paying the Chiefs for L'Jarius Sneed. L'Jarius Sneed is arguably right now the best corner in the league. It has been the past 2-3 years. All they got was, I think, like a second and a fifth, or a second and a sixth, something like that. Well, one of the picks is next year. One of the picks is next year, and they got one pick this year. So I think it wasn't just a Brian Burns thing. I think that's just the going market rate right now for what teams are wanting to do trades. Because we can't put L'Jarius Sneed in the same category with Brian Burns. Because what the Panthers should have done, they should have done that 2 years ago with Brian Burns. That's where they really lost their leverage at with Brian Burns. When you had the opportunity to get uh 2 1s and a two, now you get a second and a fifth next year. But look what the
Mm-hmm.
L'Jarius Sneed, who just came off winning the Super Bowl, shut down corner in his prime. Just look what the Tennessee Titans just gave um the Kansas City Chiefs for him. It wasn't that great of a deal. I mean, if you look at it, really, either Kansas City got fleeced or they gave him away, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Quan?
yeah. They got
So it's
third round, a third round next year, right? Is that correct?
I think it's like a third round next year, and was it a fifth
And
round this?
it's a third round. Chiefs are expected to receive a 2025 third round pick, in addition to a 2024 seventh round pick flop. While
Yeah.
Speed will
Oh
So yeah,
sign a new
crap.
contract.
Oh,
right.
well,
Yeah,
dang. Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right. Well,
so when I
shit, I'd
think
have
it's
really
about
still
that,
paid y'all
and
nasty.
then
good.
It's still nasty.
yeah, it's still. I mean, it's
Yeah.
nasty work. Don't get
Yeah,
me wrong, but I'm just saying like the whole Brian Burns situation wasn't an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a one off. Like this is the kind of thing that's going around the NFL as a whole right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't seen
Hmm.
anyone get traded for like get. I haven't seen anyone get a major haul for a key player. Even though I know Derrick Henry didn't get traded, Derrick Henry signed with the Ravens for $8 million a year. Dog, you telling me
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley is better than Derrick Henry? And they got 12.5 million per year? Like, come on,
Hmm.
man. I mean, so it's something out there in the ether, dog. I just don't know where it is.
Yeah.
the Panthers.
Hey,
Go
said
The
ahead,
trades
Panthers
don't
CJ.
like
work
this
out like
too.
they do in Madden.
Yeah, for sure. My fault.
Right.
Just
Thank
I just
you.
want to throw something out there too. Like I just wanted to touch on something you said. The Panthers screwed themselves in this situation so bad that it's not even funny.
Oh yeah.
Like the
Oh
Panthers
yeah.
did, and ultimately Brian Burns got what he wanted. But he could have gotten if he
Fact.
wanted to stay in Charlotte the way he was claiming he wanted to. He screwed
Hmm.
himself over by not holding out. But the Panthers screwed this whole situation up, and it's hard for me to kind of detach the new front office and the new coaching staff from that because it was botched so bad. So I guess that the new front
Mm,
office kind of had to clean up the mess of Scott Fitter
Hmm.
and Cobra, based on what they did. But bro, for you to have two first rounds on the table, you turn it down, and then you don't give this guy, like, if he's asking for 30 million and you turn down two first round picks, to me you pay him the 30 million. To me, you pay him
right.
the
Exactly.
30 million. Because bro,
Exactly.
at this point, if I'm Brian Burns and I'm coming to Tone or I'm coming to CJ, and y'all were telling me y'all turned down two first round picks, and you want me to tell you what I know for a fact, the Panthers didn't leak that information. I know for a fact that when that information got leaked, they were like, "Ah, shit, it's over with,"
Hmm.
because you
Yeah.
turned
But
down two
but
first
but but
rounds.
let me ask you this. But even and you're right. Everything that you just saying, everything that you just said, you're right. What I'm questioning, well, not really questioning, but what I'm gonna ask you is if if we were still under that old regime with Scott Fitterer and what's Goofy boy name, the coach? I don't forgot his name,
Frank
just
Reich,
that quick.
Frank
No,
Reich,
not
Oh,
and
you
Frank
talking
Reich,
about
before
Matt
Frank Reich.
Rule? Matt
Matt
Rule.
Rule, yeah.
Fat Matt.
So that I would if that old regime was still here, I would say like yeah, you know what I'm saying. But you talking about two regimes removed, so we can't really hold Dave Canales, Dan Morgan, and Brent Tillis them hostage what some other knuckleheads already done. Because what they did, they put them behind the eight ball. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true. I mean,
Like
that's
if
very
I
true.
think I
Hmm.
think if you had Dan Morgan, Brent Tillis, and them boys back then when it all came about, I think, just my opinion, I think they would have did right by the situation. But like you said, we had knuckleheads in the front office. You know what I'm saying? That I told CJ this one day, a couple weeks ago. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. So
That's
what we
very
could have got
true.
Yeah.
then, we damn
That's
sure we're
very
gonna
true.
get come this time. And not only
Yeah.
that, when he made that comment, I say this over and over again. When he made that statement at the end of the year in the interview in the locker room, when he told the reporters, "Yeah, I didn't go hard this season because I ain't want to get injured." Why you do that?
Hey,
When
wait.
when when
Yeah.
he
Shh.
did that,
Can I say something?
Go
Tone.
ahead.
Tone. Why would he? This is what me and Terrence be arguing about on the
no, I feel
podcast
you. No, 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 no,
all
no,
the
no, no, no,
time.
no, no. No, we don't disagree. We're not gonna
Mm.
give it. My whole point is, even if he felt that way, even if that's what he was going to do, he should have never let it come out his
Be
mouth
quiet.
Yeah.
publicly. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Fair
That's what
enough.
I'm saying. Like,
Hmm.
Fair enough.
hey,
Yeah.
we know what we saw on tape, so you could need people to speculate all day. But now you done
Hmm.
came out here, you done add proof to what everybody was thinking. And not only are you talking about Panther Nation watching, you talking about 31 other teams.
How can I pay that
Come
ticket
on
based
now.
off of that? How can
But
I pay
Yeah.
that based
I'm gonna
off of
tell
that?
you how. I'm gonna
That's
tell you
wrong.
Right.
how. I'm gonna tell you how. Because
Speak on it, bro.
I'm gonna tell you, I came out because I understand your point. and he should have been quiet. If that's your perspective, that's your perspective. He should have been quiet. But if I'm Brian Burns, I'm coming out and I'm saying, bro, I did what I did this season while giving no effort. Like, bro, I'm really cut different that I put up 8, and that 8 is coming with no effort.
What
And one of
exactly
the
did he
biggest
do
things,
though?
I mean, he put up
What
8
what is
sacks. That's
what
a
is what is 8 sacks as getting paid a top? What is he, like a top 2 paid DN in the
you
league right
don't
now?
you don't pay
I'll,
him just
He's
based
the second
on.
highest paid defensive or edge
Yeah, but the
linebacker in the
cap
league now,
increased. The cap
behind Bosa.
increased, and
okay,
like
that's
and
cool.
like Tone said, the price of the brick ain't the same. So when some of these guys come up for a re up, when Max Crosby and them boys come up for a re up, it's not gonna be that.
Mhm.
He's still gonna be in that 7 to 10 range like he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So it's gonna even itself out. And I understand he went
Yeah.
MIA. He went MIA multiple games this year. I'm
Mhm.
not
4
going
in a
and
row in particular.
4 in a row.
But
Yes,
go ahead.
4 in a row. We've looked at it. You're
Get
absolutely
him,
right.
Terrance.
No, he's right. Listen, and I give him this all the time. He's absolutely right. 4 in a row.
Oh
Absolutely.
God.
But in that same breath, like I asked
Mhm.
Terrence the other day on the
Mhm.
podcast, I asked him last Tuesday night, if you
Yeah.
start off 0-6, you win a game, and then you go and what did we win our second game? Like it was week 13 or 14. What was it? Long story short, we start off 0-6. At that point, we have nothing to
Yeah.
play for. At that point, I'm risking my 30 million.
Hold on, Tony. Hold on,
Flag on
Tony.
the play. Oh,
I'm
go ahead.
okay.
No, go ahead, JJ.
No,
Go,
I'm
go, go,
just
go
saying
ahead, go ahead,
at
go
that
ahead, go
point,
ahead.
listen, as soon as we go 0-6, as soon as we go 0-6 and I see what type of energy the team is on, because y'all ain't gonna sit here and tell me, y'all, we're not gonna sit here and act like everybody's all hyped up, gassed up coming out of the summer, and then we lose a tough one in Atlanta, and then we lose a tough one on Monday Night Football to open the season up. The offense is looking like bullshit, excuse my French. Then we
You
go and
good?
Hey,
and then we
you,
go and we
you digging a
compete against
hole. You
Minnesota.
digging a
Well,
hole.
I'm gonna fight myself out of it. But long story short,
Mm-mm,
listen to me. Long
mm-mm.
story short, if we go 0-6 and I'm Brian Burns, he did the Carolina Panthers a service by staying on that field. Because as soon as we went 0-6, like I told Terrence, I would have had an injury. My ankle don't quite feel right. My quadricep, hey, something on me don't feel right. But I'm not risking my 30 to 34 million dollars, whatever the case was. I'm not
Mhm.
risking that for a team that's gonna finish the season 2-15.
Go ahead,
Hey,
Tone,
well,
because I got
fella,
something to say.
hold on. Let me ask y'all this real quick. Okay. So, do you think that Brian Burns, when he talked to the Giants, did you think he had some explaining to do as far as that comment? You know what I'm saying? Or
No,
did they go up there and everything was
Yes,
like, we get you?
yes.
Just
I
okay, go
don't.
ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Some
Tone.
somebody somebody in that organization asked him about that. If you didn't, just say they didn't. I think they
Mm,
did themselves a disservice by not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever answer you got, of course, you're gonna keep in the house like you should be, right? So if you were satisfied with whatever answer you received, that's cool. But back to JJ real quick. So this is my question right here. You mentioned about starting the season off 0-6, not having anything to play for, not risking injury, this and that, blah blah blah. So here's my question to you: if you're Brian Burns and you know you're in the fifth year of your contract, the last year of your contract, and you know that you want to get the bag, right? Is
hmm
that not something to play for?
I mean, if you
Damn,
ask if
damn.
you ask Terrence, he's gonna
Uh-uh.
tell you yes.
Forget what
Me,
everybody else doing. Forget what everybody else doing. If I want to get the bag, right? If I want to get the
hmm
bag, if I want to be the highest paid or second highest player in the league, and I know I want 30 mil, you know what I'm saying? Whatever negotiations been going on with the Carolina the past year and a half ain't been going my way. So what's the best way to show them that I'm worth what I'm asking for, regardless if they're going to pay it or somebody else is going to pay it? Because remember, even in preseason, you're not only auditioning for the team that you're on, you auditioning for 31 other teams.
that's true.
So that's what he did last year. So if you want to get paid like that, now, like I told CJ, I was like, there's a sucker born every day. So the Giants were that sucker. You know what I'm saying?
Fair
The
enough.
Giants were that
But
sucker. But if you that dog, if you got that dog in you, and this is your livelihood, this is how you're going to take care of your family for generations generations and generations, I'm gonna go out there and ball. Cause yes, the season may be lost. Yes, we gonna be the worst team in the league, whatever. But you know what? I got a goal because everybody got team goals and personal goals. So one of my personal goals is to make sure I secure the bag. I'm about to go out there and go hard because that, like you said, at this point we 0-6, we ain't got nothing to play for. So therefore, I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me. Come on, dog. I ain't
Tone,
gonna
Hey
fold.
Tony, look,
Tone,
look at the
No,
comment.
I'm not
Look
gonna.
at the comment. Look at the
Dylan put
comment,
it.
Tony.
Dylan
He got
stole
him.
me and him
He
share
got a
the
good
same
point.
brain. He no longer had to prove nothing else to nobody. As soon as Scott Fitterer and the last regime hung up the phone on the Rams and said, "We don't want to first." At that point, he had nothing else to prove because if you don't give me $30 million, I
Wow.
guarantee you that somebody, even if I come out my mouth and say, "Yeah, I won't play hard at all," even if I come out my mouth and say that, you already set my price by turning down 2 firsts.
What
Even if it was 2 years
they
ago.
already set your price. We got a whole new management. They set your price.
Well,
We
hey,
we
Thank you,
don't
Terrence.
the price
Thank
was
you,
set.
Terrence.
we don't feel like that no more because you already knew you started off 0-6. This whole management not gonna be here. You should already know that. So I don't even know why you going in there with that mindset.
Right.
So and then
Right.
another thing is I seen somebody say we got a fraction. We got somebody that got 8.5 sacks last year for a fraction of the price, and DJ Wano. And I know JJ hates to hear that because
That's
it's like
nasty.
it's not a replacement, but it's like, bro, if you want to get gassed up off of 8 sacks, then I'll go pay somebody $10 million a year to get me 8 sacks.
But like
Cool. And
Thank
that's going to
you.
give me 100 times more effort. And then to get back to the
Thank
point where
you.
you're like, why
A
would I
true
play?
dog.
Yeah. Why would I play?
Because if you a true dog, a true dog gonna hunt no matter what. No matter you gave him 1 bone or 30 bones, a dog are gonna get it. He
man,
gonna go
Exactly.
get it
may I please say
Go,
regardless.
something?
go ahead, JJ. Go ahead, JJ. He got his
No,
hand
go
up.
ahead.
Yeah. So you're telling me I'm supposed to be comfortable, and this is with all due respect to DJ Wanham, but you're telling me I'm supposed to feel okay when I have one player on one hand that's giving. I know because DJ Wanham, with all due respect again, is not Brian Burns. So he was up for a contract this year as well, as we saw Minnesota moved on from him. But you're telling me you have a guy in one hand that got 8 sacks that we know for a fact was going 150% every single day. And then another guy that gave no effort at all, got 8 as well. And y'all want me to be okay with that? No. And Terrance, like you just mentioned, he thinks that I'm seeing this as a replacement, and he doesn't want to look at that like that. However, that's what it is. We have to take it for what it is because I know the Carolina Panthers didn't move on from Brian Burns thinking that DJ Johnson was going to be the answer. Because
No.
I know this new regime didn't think that. Because if they did, y'all are a lot more politically correct than we are on our podcast. But I would have a lot to say
Nah.
about that shit.
We
So I know that's not
I,
the
I
thought process. And
yeah,
Amari
yeah,
Barno, that 4.340, whatever the hell he ran a couple years back, that
yeah.
shit was cute and it was good
I'm
for
disappointed in him.
theatrics. But come on,
Yeah,
dog.
I'm
So I gotta
disappointed
look
mean,
at
at
dude.
DJ Wanham like the replacement.
yeah.
And if you don't get Jadavion, I don't got no other choice but to look at DJ like the replacement.
Yeah, I
As
mean,
as of
hey,
right now,
one of them.
he is the replacement. He is the
Exactly.
replacement
Yeah,
because I mean, like you
Exactly.
said, we got Barno, we got DJ Johnson, and everybody in the chat knows how I feel about DJ Johnson. I can't really get an evaluation on him. I don't know what to say about him because I think I seen him play 10, 15 snaps total
Save your
last
effort.
year.
Hey, CJ, save your effort, big bro. Hey,
Yeah.
all you got to do is type in DJ Johnson Senior Bowl 2023. That's all you need to see.
Uh-huh.
And them
Okay.
we're gonna
tackles
get
was
into
putting
that
his
one.
ass in the dirt. Putting him in the dirt. Yeah, he ain't
Hey,
that.
but and they traded up and lost 2 picks. They traded from like I forgot what it was with
I think it was
Pittsburgh.
like from the
Pick
5 to the
pick 90.
uh,
We traded up 13 picks. It was
Yeah,
like pick
and
pick
then
93 to
gave
pick
up a
80.
4th rounder. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
and
me,
gave
like
him
I
fourth
said, me and
round. Yeah.
Tony was sitting there screaming, Kaylee Ringo. He right there pick him.
from
Next thing you
Georgia.
know, we trading up for DJ Johnson, and And even Evero, and they even admitted it was a panic pick because he was one of the last guys they had on their board as far as edges, and they were all starting to go
defensive
off the
ends.
board.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
That just show you
but
that.
JJ, oh, go ahead, Terrance.
Oh
Go
no,
ahead.
you got it.
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I was about to say that just show you that draft room didn't really know how to evaluate talent, and
Well,
which
we
I'm another
Yeah,
reason I'm
we,
glad they gone.
we knew that there was a problem when they showed us on the blueprint that they had Nicole Tepper answering the phone. When I seen that shit, when I seen that, well, I'm a chill because you know what I'm
bro.
saying. I'm a chill, but when I seen that, I
Yeah.
knew everything I needed to know.
Yeah, hey, look, and then she said, what she say? She can sit down and watch film with Dave Canales all day or something like that. I'm like, ma'am,
I don't want
go
you watching
home,
no film. I don't want you
home,
watching no
stay
film.
home.
I don't know
Yeah.
which one I hate more: her saying that or her being at the practice field talking about she evaluating talent. What are you evaluating talent for? If you don't mind me asking,
Yeah.
this is the same woman that didn't take the course that she was supposed to take last year, and we damn near got hit with a fine, or they were about to try and take our draft picks away. So
Mhm.
that's why I'll be getting kind of frustrated with this team too, man. It's a lot of levels to it. It's a lot of nasty levels to this.
Yeah. Day one
Yeah.
Panthers fan, we're gonna get to that in a minute. We're gonna talk about Nick Scott here in a minute. All right. And let me one more question. One more question before we get into that. Okay, so Panther Nation
I
is
know what
kind
you're
of,
gonna
you
say.
know,
I'm
really,
about to.
yeah, it's split. You know, half of Panther Nation think Bryce is the problem. Half of Panther Nation is willing to give him a little bit of grace. And you know, with all that happened last year, so now I will go ahead and tell y'all. Last year, leading up to the draft, we were Team CJ Stroud. Okay, me and Tony, we wanted them to draft CJ Stroud. When they drafted Bryce Young, we were like, okay, cool, bet. They didn't get CJ Stroud. They got Bryce Young. He's our quarterback now. So, you know, we decided, go ahead, let's go ahead and get on the side and see what he got to do. Last year was a disaster. Okay. And like I said, you got a lot of people that think it was his fault. You know, it was his fault. If you take any other quarterback and put him in there behind that same offensive line with the same play calls and the same wide receiver group and everything else, that we probably would have won 5 to 6 more games. But, you know, we had somebody on our channel about 2 weeks ago that said that exact same thing. Okay, so what do y'all stand with Bryce Young?
Well,
Go Terrence.
yeah. I guess I'll go ahead. So I would say leading up to the draft, we were also team CJ Stroud, but I think that once it got closer, it was more so like, can you really go wrong with either one of these picks? So that's kind of the stance that I took personally. And then also I knew that like just cutting on the tape, I was just like, I mean, Bryce Young is a good quarterback. He's a great quarterback. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
he'll do well for us. So I was happy with the pick. But the thing is like, unfortunately, he's always going to be compared to CJ Stroud just because
Always.
we took him over CJ Stroud. So for a
Mm-hmm.
casual, it's going to be easy for you to look over and see what CJ Stroud done with the Texans and then look at what Bryce Young did with the Carolina Panthers and automatically say, oh, we made the wrong pick. Like that was a dumb pick, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. But I'm under the
Mm-hmm.
belief that D'Amico Ryans is a better coach than Frank Reich. I'm under the belief that CJ Stroud obviously had way more talent around him than we did. When you draft Bryce Young number one and then go and give up all of his weapons, when you have an offensive line you drafted last year with the number 8 pick, when did they draft it? The year before, the year after, or the year
Mm-hmm.
before
Yeah.
that, when he's
Uh-huh.
completely regressed, the most regression I've ever seen in my entire life, I would say. When you just have an offensive line who was constantly ranked last in the league and as far as pass protection, like it's just it was just a
Facts.
nasty, nasty, nasty the way they put the offense around him. So I don't think anybody could have succeeded under that offense. I don't think any quarterback would have looked good under that offense. Bryce Young was like the 4th sack quarterback of all time. Like it was disgusting. So it's hard for me to properly evaluate how good Bryce Young is. And so I just think that, you know, I just think that this year will be a true testament of how really good Bryce Young is. And they say Mighty Mouse, but like the thing is like he had everybody was saying something about his size, but he didn't really have no passes batted down or anything like that. I don't really think his size really played
Talk that shit, Terrance. Talk that
a
shit.
huge factor in how he was able to play on the field. I think it was simply
Exactly.
his receivers couldn't get open. We seen numerous of stats, no separation created. Like it
Back.
was just terrible. When you put a guy with Bush League receivers, like what do you expect out of him?
Yeah. The thing that got me, and I'll say that I keep saying this all the time, and I will say this until I don't see it again. I can't count how many times 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8, 3rd and whatever. I see 4 wide receivers all go down the field 20 yards doing comeback routes. And the defense is
Yeah.
just like they going up right there and they're gonna turn around and come back. And they're sitting there like, haha, we're waiting on you. You know what I mean? And I always like to say they were
Yeah.
running routes outside the parking lot, and Bryce is back there with a 2.5 seconds, and then he's got 3 out of 4 defenders in his face. So, but yeah.
And
Go
when
ahead,
Adam
y'all.
Thielen
Yeah.
is your best receiver, then I mean you got a big problem. But I digress.
But no, I have to disagree on that because quiet as kept. The only reason right now to this day that Adam Thielen was no longer number one receiver in Minnesota is because they got Justin Jefferson. How many other teams is somebody that used to be the number one wide receiver is going to be number one over Justin Jefferson? Quiet as kept. Adam Thielen came in last year when we talk about all the other receivers that was really a non-factor. We got no help from the tight end position. No consistent help at that. Nothing from the running backs out of the back out of the backfield as far as catch wise. Even in the games when Adam Thielen was double teamed and he looked like he didn't get that in the first quarter, in the second quarter, but then he'll come on in the second half. Adam Thielen still had over 100 catches and 1,000 yards last year.
Yeah.
When everybody knew 9 times out of 10 the ball was gonna come his way. When they knew that Bryce Young was looking for Adam Thielen, why? Because couldn't nobody else get open.
Yeah. And
Could nobody else create separation?
I'm not taking nothing away from Adam Thielen. He had
Yeah.
a hell of a year. I just don't. I find it hard to believe that we went into the offseason and was like, we're going to bring Adam Thielen in as our number one receiver. I find that hard to believe. I think DJ Chark / Terrance Marshall was supposed to play that role, and they just completely shit the bed. I just find it
Was
hard
he?
to.
Was he, or did everybody want him to? Because me and CJ, we did a video on that last right when that all that happened, and the main thing that I said everybody talking about DJ Chark being number one wide receiver. I said, well, go back and look at his film. Every season besides his rookie season with the Jaguars, either his first or second year when he made the Pro Bowl, what has he done to show you that he was a number one wide receiver? Because the stats didn't match up and his production on the field didn't match up. Now you compare that to what Adam Thielen did in Minnesota, a model of consistency. Production matters. I'm telling you, production matters. Everybody like DJ Chark because he got the speeds. He can take the top off of defense. Production matters. So when you look at Adam Thielen production
Oh, 20.
as opposed to DJ Chark, there was no way in the hell DJ Chark was going to be the number one wide receiver. I tried to tell people that last year.
Hey, look, y'all. Look, I had the blinders on. I was like, you know what? I think he gonna come in here and do something. And yeah, didn't materialize. JJ, what you got to say on Bryce?
Well, first and foremost, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all right now, Bryce. For one, I don't like Bryce Young as our franchise quarterback. So
Okay.
I preface that with
Mhm.
everybody that I talk to because a lot of my feedback is a little bit jaded. But I'm gonna give
Mhm.
y'all my 100% unbiased opinion on what I saw
All
last
right.
year and how I feel going forward. Bryce did a lot of good things last year, in my opinion. One of those
Mhm.
things, like Terrance mentioned, being able to hold up, that's a big thing because that size was such a challenging part of his assessment coming into the NFL.
Mhm.
So he
Right.
held up with one of the worst NFL lines in the NFL. So that's a good thing. And then again with the batted balls, that's a good thing as well. Again, I don't rock with Bryce. Like I don't rock with Bryce the person being the leader of the Carolina Panthers. So that
Mm-hmm.
again, you gotta bear with me because that's something that I have to get over. That's an internalized thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't rock
Mm-hmm.
with
Right.
him. I don't rock with him, and he don't rock with me. Like on that level, right? So
Yeah.
cool.
Speak on it.
But Terrance knows. Terrance was with me at training camp. He know what happened. He know what went down. So it's
Terrence
like
bring out
kind
his
of
jersey.
yeah. So it's kind of like one of them things that okay, cool. Now I will say, um, I was extremely tough on him throughout the season, and I tell people again all the time that the front office and everything that played into last year had me extremely naive with what was going
Mm-hmm.
on. When you have your GM come out and say, the only thing that we have to do is we just have to drop a quarterback in here and we're going to be successful. When you have your owner come out and say, we don't need to surround this guy with any receivers because he's just that damn good. He's that damn good
Mm-hmm.
that we don't have to even really surround him with anything because he's just so talented, with the intangibles and things. So a lot of that stuff had me naive. So I will
Mm-hmm.
admit that. But if you assess the film as you assess the film, and like Terrence said, it's unfortunate because for the rest of his career, Bryce Young will be tied to CJ Stroud because those guys went
Yeah.
1 and 2, right? But at the same time, as
Mm-hmm.
as the one, you have to rise to the occasion and you have to deal with that. So that's not one of those
Yeah.
things that I use as an excuse for Bryce, right? Yes, you're going to be
Mm-hmm.
tied to this guy because yes, you went 1 and he went 2. Now, did the Texans do a lot better job with preparing and asking CJ Stroud, who do you want? We'll go get exactly who you want. He says Tank Dell, he's off the board next, right? So the Texans did
Yep.
a lot better job at preparing and understanding, we got to get weapons for our guy. So that's point number 2, or whatever the case may be. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but like I said, if you assess the film and you look at the offensive line play, and you look deeper into just the receivers that we had and the lack of production, the lack of ability to get open, it's very, very difficult to get a true assessment on what Bryce Young has to offer, right? Because he's not the most
Right.
athletic guy. He doesn't have the best arm. He doesn't have pinpoint accuracy, right? So what everything that was a selling point on Bryce Young was one of those intangibles, things that you can't necessarily see. And it's very, very hard to kind of gauge that and get a feeling for that when you have receivers that can't win routes and you have an offensive line that is subpar. Just to
Anemic.
put it, yeah, to put it, to put it family friendly, they're subpar,
Bottom of the
right?
barrel.
Right.
Bottom of the barrel. Absolutely. So when you take all of those things into account, it's hard. So, over this offseason, I've done a lot of film study. I've watched a lot of the games back. I've jumped into the all 22 on a lot of these matchups that we had this year. And it's hard to, I mean, it's really, really difficult to gauge and see what he has. Um, so I'm hoping that this year we can get a better feel. You move Corbett to center. You bring in Hunt, you bring in Lewis. Uh, you have Taylor Moton, who was really one of the consistent pieces of, on that O line. Even though he don't rock with us, we still rock with him. He don't rock with us either,
Yeah.
but it's all love. And then the only thing that we can hope is that one of these other offensive linemen that they brought in, or you go get somebody for the draft that puts pressure on Ick to get back to year one Ick, because a lot of our problems stem from that. I mean, if you don't got somebody protecting your blind side and you 5'9", 165, I hate to tell you, shit ain't gonna be good. And they his measurables, I think what is
Mhm.
it, they got him listed at 5'10", 205, or whatever the case may be. That's cap. I done been up and up. That's cap, bro. I'm 5'9". I know what 5'9" looks like. So it's hard to gauge and it's hard to assess just based on the factors surrounding him. But me personally, I'm not a Bryce guy. So again, I get jaded when I start talking about him just because I have the feeling that I do. Do I want him to be successful? Absolutely. I'm a diehard Panther fan. But as far as the leadership ability, as far as you're this little guy, this little scrawny guy telling me to do XYZ, just as a former football player, I understand that I personally will have a difficult time kind of submitting, I guess you could say, to that authority or to that leadership just because of his stature, just because he's so soft spoken. It's a lot of things, again, that I don't like, Bryce Young as a franchise quarterback because he doesn't have that it
But
factor to me. But again, that's
but
a
the,
that's personal preference.
Yeah.
but the things that you mentioned, is that really indicative of what a leader would be? I mean, because if you're a leader, you can lead no matter if you're 6'6" or 5'6". You know what I'm saying? What type of dog you got in you? What type of leadership skills you got in you? You know what I'm saying? I'm a former football player. I've been playing and coaching all my life.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But I'm
yeah, one
also a
thousand percent,
former, I'm a former squad leader in the United States Army. I'm sure I'm 5'7".
sure,
But then my attitude is like 7 feet. You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
So I don't think somebody's stature or they size is indicative of what type of leader they can be, even though he amongst giants. But if you can go out there and you can hold your own amongst those giants, which he did. When you get sacked 62 times, that's not even counting the times he got his ass put in the dirt, and you rise up and keep stay in the fight. I got to tip my hat off to you because the biggest knock that everybody was having on him last year,
What's his size?
he quieted the noise. He you know what I'm saying? Like it should be nothing else said about his statue. Nothing.
Well,
Nothing.
Yeah.
Point blank
I
period.
respect your, yeah.
Hey,
I mean, I
but
respect
JJ,
your position and thank you for your service. But I don't know. That's just
No
me.
doubt.
No, for
yeah.
sure, for sure. I
Mhm.
appreciate
Yeah.
that for real. But
But JJ, I did want to say though, like Uncle Quan said, you have your opinion, but he said I respect that. He said a lot of people who don't like Bryce will refuse to acknowledge the few things he does well and don't add context. So being able to back up your stance with valid points, I respect it. So
for
I just
sure,
wanted to make sure I brought that up
Big up
for
Uncle
because
sure.
because
Quan.
that's
Yeah,
that's
shout out
that's
Uncle Quan.
what yeah, that's what we don't see. It's a lot of Bryce hate, and everybody was like, oh, he can't make this throw, he can't make that throw. My thing is, okay, we'll bring up the film of what throw, he didn't make. Everybody's like, oh, he can't throw the ball past 15 yards. Like we know he can. And mind you, he did miss Mingo. Mingo did get open a few times on some deep balls, and he did miss him. He overthrew him a couple times. But like I said, I just want to point that out.
For sure.
You you said you're not rocking with him, and you give the exact reason why. Just not, oh, well, this little itty bitty joker, and we should have took Stroud, and
Yeah.
anybody else would be better. So I just want to
Well,
say, as Uncle Quan said, I respect that too.
most definitely. And shout out to
Yeah.
Uncle Quan. I rock with Uncle Quan's content. I'll be tuned in, especially over the summer. Gave me something to
Oh yeah,
tune into. So shout out to him. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, a lot of the problem is, again, it going back to the first point that Terrence made. The problem is he's attached to CJ Stroud, right? So anytime CJ Stroud has a week where he goes for 500 yards, like we saw this season at a time or two, anytime CJ Stroud has 3 or 4 touchdowns and Bryce Young is struggling, like it's gonna be, it's very difficult because y'all were handcuffed for the rest of y'all's career. That's number
mm-hmm.
one. Number two, a lot of these people that say they don't like Bryce Young or whatever the case may be, they don't know football, and that's a big problem. It's damn near an epidemic within the Carolina Panthers fan base. Is a lot of these guys just simply aren't ball knowers. So a lot of the guys that aren't going to have the ability to, enunciate their thoughts and contextualize them because they just don't know how to because they don't know football. So for sure, like I'm going to be able to
Yeah.
tell
Mm-hmm.
you why, and I'm going to be able to tell you what I feel he does well and what I feel he can work on because were there passes that he
Already.
missed? Absolutely. That's not, that
Mm-hmm.
there were definitely passes that he missed. But at the same time, if we're being unbiased and we're looking at it from a football perspective, I would be missing a couple of passes too if in the back of my mind, I'm about to get drilled in my head and put through the damn turf. Like
Yeah.
I would be missing receivers too. So that's one of the things that it's difficult because when you're in season, it's so emotional and it's such a ride, right? We're in the NFC South,
Mm-hmm.
the NFC South picture, then we're in the playoff picture. So it's just so emotional and it's kind of hard at times to kind of detach from that. But then when you get, a month or 2 months, 3 months after the season and you
Yeah.
really take a step
Mm-hmm.
back and assess the film, then that's when you can kind of, you know, put a mirror up to it and say, okay, well, what did he do well? What didn't he do well? Where can he improve? What is he doing excellent? And then let's see what we can build off. And then ultimately, now it's Dave Canales' responsibility to kind of hone in on what he does well and what he does excellent and bring that to the forefront.
Okay.
All
All right.
right.
Well, hold on real quick, y'all. Let me read the money here. Mr. Hunky Door with the $10 super chat. We greatly
Appreciate
appreciate you.
it, sir.
He said we got through 2025. We got a tough 2025 schedule with new players, coaching staff. Second year for Bryce. We will see the truth this year as in how good or the potential Bryce is or has. Enough said. Hey, and that's a fact.
Facts.
That's a fact. That is a
It's
fact.
facts.
And I think what kind of passes by everybody is being that Bryce's season was as terrible as it was last year. I know a lot of us are not willing to give him any grace at all, and a lot of us are like, okay, we're going to see what he does. I don't think it's right to expect him to come out here and win the division, win 10 games and all that stuff. But for me personally, I just want to see progression. I just want to see the offense as a whole getting better, including him. I don't want to see him come out here and throw for another 30, I'm sorry, 26, 2,700 yards and what 13 touchdowns or however many it was.
CJ, what
I
can
want
you elaborate on that for me personally? Like, what does that look like for you? What is it looking better? What does that mean to you? Because you're looking better and showing progress
mm,
can be different from mine. So what does that look like to you? Because I've heard a lot
okay.
of people say that.
Yeah. Well, for me, it means um as a whole, okay, and everything that they have done in the offseason. I want to see Bryce Young get more time in the pocket. All right. If you go back and look at the last drive of the Houston game when he drove us down the field and we got the game winning field goal, that is what Bryce Young can do if he has some time in the pocket. Okay. Now you got your tackles on either side. All right. If their man gets past them and they can push them past Bryce and he has room to step up in the pocket, to be able to see down the field or be able to pick a lane, take off and run if he needs to, that's what I want to see. And in the same sense, when you got Bryce out here, when he sees him, there was some times last year where there was a man open, and I promise you, Bryce looked him dead in the face and said, "What's up?" And gave him the old pound, the fist bump, and everything, and then looked the other way. I did see that a few times. That's some stuff I don't want to see. I want to see him more focused, and when the pass is there, let it rip. I mean, just go ahead and let go of it and get it to the receiver. But like you said, in the back of his mind, he was like, man, everybody's wanting me to get this ball out in 2.5 seconds. He's probably like, man, I got a good second and a half at the most. And I never forget, it was the Indianapolis Colts game. There's a picture out there. All right, if you want to see about Bryce Young's situation, I think it was Austin. It was Austin Corbett, not Austin Corbett. Cade Mays, Taylor Moton, and Bradley Bozeman were all sitting here like this, blocking air, and all three of their defenders they were supposed to be blocking them were behind them, going to Bryce Young. Okay, behind them, and all three of them were sitting there just like this. And I was like, who in God's name were they blocking? You know what I mean? So, and I just want to, when I say get better, I just want to see it as a whole unit, especially on the offensive side of the ball. I thought the play calling was, I ain't gonna say horrendous, but at times it was. And I'll go back to my quote on, you got 4 wide receivers all running comeback, hitch routes out in the damn parking lot. Sometimes it just seemed like those routes took forever to develop. And it was like that was Frank Wright's go-to play. And it kind of went away a little bit when what's the man, Thomas Brown took over. But and then later on it was like it started rearing its head again. So, but yeah, but I do want to see his stats improve. I would love to see Bryce throw for over 3,000 yards. I would love to see him get at least, you got to get over 20 touchdowns. We got to put more points on the board. If you want to go facts and figures, I would like to see him at least get 3,300 yards and at least 20 touchdowns. I said that would be a big improvement over last year. And yeah, and just better offensive line play.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All
Appreciate
right,
that.
go ahead, CJ.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
All right. So now, like I said in the beginning, this is Terrance and J.J. from For Panthers Fans Only. Okay, so if y'all just getting in the stream, y'all make sure y'all go over there and subscribe to their channel at the
G2S Network.
G2S Network. My bad, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
sir. Nah, you good. You
Y'all go
good.
subscribe them at the G2S Network. Catch them on Instagram and X at For Panthers Fans Podcast, For Panther Fans Only Podcast. I'm sorry. All right. And for us here at Two Fans in the Stands, if you're new, please hit that subscribe button. Like us on all social media at Two Fans in the Stands. All right. And wanted to get into a little bit here.
And
Okay.
while CJ doing that, listen, it's 74 of y'all watching, only 37 likes. Do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn those post notification bells so you'll always be aware when we drop new content or going live. It also helps us with
Facts.
the algorithm and showcase our videos more. So we greatly appreciate that. If you guys just go ahead
Facts.
and hit that like button, that really help us out. Go ahead, CJ.
All right. Facts. Good. Now I just wanted to bring this up again because we're still waiting on any word from the last of our player visits for now. Jadeveon Clowney and Michael Gallup. I saw on X today that the Jets are pursuing Clowney aggressively, and they're trying not to let him out the building without a deal. So it looks like we may lose another one to the Jets, just like they signed Mike Williams this past week. Michael Gallup. We were talking before we went live. At this point, I'm just like, somebody just make a decision so we can move on. It's for me, it's like if they get him, great. If you don't, whatever. Let's just go ahead on to the draft.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
So, but yeah, but that's it on the player visits. Okay, so the latest signee that we picked up, Nick Scott, safety, 5'11", 200 pounds, 2019 7th round pick out of Penn State. His 2023 stats: he played 17 games, 57 total tackles, and 1 fumble recovery. Okay. And Tony, this next slide, I'm going to let you get into this one by the stats.
Yeah. So I know there was, not much stats for 2023, but his best statistical years were 2021 and 2022 when he played for Ivero with the Rams. And his best year was 2022 when he had 86 total tackles, 56 of them was solo, he had 2 interceptions, 5 pass defended, and it says 3 stuff, so I'm guessing that's like 3 tackles for loss or whatnot. But as well as 2021, he had 4 passes defended and 2 interceptions. So 2021 and 2022 were his 2 best statistical years. Like I said, he was a 7th round draft pick, so that was the last year of his contract. In 2022, he signed a 1-year contract with Cincinnati. I guess things didn't pan out. So now he back with the defense coordinator that he had success with. And I remember him because in 2014, he was part of that draft class that had Mike Gesicki, um, Troy Apke. I don't know if many people remember Troy Apke. Was the white guy that ran the 40 at the combine 4.35, and Dion was like, that white boy fast. Now at the combine, he worked as a DB, but he got recruited at Penn State for as a wide receiver, and that was also the same class that had Chris Godwin. So he was Nick Scott was a dual threat quarterback coming out of high school, and his freshman year, they had him as a running back. It didn't work out. He redshirted. Then when he came in for his redshirt freshman year, that's when he excelled on special teams and playing safety. And they kind of see him in that same role. Uh, you know, be he probably be a backup to Jordan Fuller, but he also going to give you some production on special teams. So I think that was a pretty good signing for Nick Scott.
All right. Facts, facts, facts.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Slide on. Okay. So I brought this up because I wanted to show that these are the top 30 visits that Carolina has scheduled. Okay. And I wanted to highlight there are a lot of wide receivers on the offensive side of the ball, and there are a lot of edge rushers on the defensive side of the ball. So, now we do a lot of mock drafts over here, and we like to play with different scenarios. But, from the looks of this, we're going to take a receiver. It's just whether it's a 33, 39, we don't know yet, but I'm starting to lean towards it being more of a certain it's going to be one of those 2 picks. A lot of people are saying let's double dip and take a wide receiver at both of them, But JJ said, "Yep, yep." But we do have a lot of holes. We got a lot of holes, especially on the defensive side of the ball now. So we'll see once draft. But I wanted to go through this list here. And on offense, you got Jonathan Brooks, running back from Texas, Anthony Bradford, guard from LSU, Keon Coleman, wide receiver, Florida State, Troy Franklin, wide receiver from Oregon, Delmar Glaze, tackle from Maryland, Christian Haynes, guard, UConn, Xavier Leggett, wide receiver from South Carolina. All right, you got Lab McConkey, wide receiver from Georgia, Patrick Paul, tackle from Houston, John Rice Plumley, quarterback, UCF, Anaya Smith, wide receiver, Texas A&M, Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver, LSU, Tez Walker, wide receiver, UNC, Malik Washington, wide receiver, Virginia, and Jared Wiley, tight end, TCU. Okay, so like I said, there's a lot of wide receivers on that list. So I'm pretty sure we will be taking one of those gentlemen. All right, and on the defense side of the ball, you got J.D. Let me see, Bertrand, linebacker from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Austin Booker, edge from Kansas, Andre Carter, edge from Indiana. And I did a little bit of watching some of the highlights for Austin Booker, Andre Carter. Austin Booker has he's got a nice skill set. I think he might need to put on a little bit more weight, but he has good hands and he has a few nice moves. Andre Carter, like I was telling these guys earlier, he's like a bullet train, man. You put him on it's almost like you get one of the wind up cars and you was a kid and you get it all going, you just drop it at some certain spot and let that joker go. From what the tape I saw, that's Andre Carter. I mean, he would just beeline into everything. I mean, everything was just like tackle, gone. All right. Edrin Cooper, who Tony is very high on, linebacker out of Texas A&M. Jaden Crumedy, tackle from Mississippi State. Braden Fisk, tackle from Florida State. Marshawn Nealon, edge from Western Michigan. Mark Perry, safety, TCU. Xavier Thomas, edge, Clemson. Braylon Trice, edge, Washington, and Nate Wiggins, corner from Clemson. But now with Nate Wiggins, I can tell you, I highly doubt he's gonna be there by the time the second round comes. But like I always like to say, anything is possible, but I highly doubt it. So Tony, Terrance, JJ, any of these stick out to y'all?
That can go ahead, Terrance.
Oh, you got it.
Go ahead, boss.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of college football. I am a UNC fan, so I do watch a lot of the ACC. Only thing I will say is that it better be no way that Lab McConkey drop to us and we don't take him. That's all I got to say. But another receiver that I was looking at, I like the Mitchell kid from Texas. I know that a lot of people are high on Xavier Worthy because of the combine, really. I went and watched, obviously, I watched their pro days. I did also go and dabble into the Texas fans, like Reddits and stuff, to see kind of what they were saying about the two. And I really think that I like the Mitchell kid. I like him a little better because I think he's more of a pure pass catcher than Xavier Worthy. That's just my opinion. But over all of them, I like the guy from South Carolina, Xavier Leggett, however you pronounce his name. And the only other name I don't understand why it's not on the list, maybe he's not going to be there for us, the Chop Robinson guy from Penn State. He's a little undersized, but when I watch his highlights, I mean, he's explosive. He's fast. He really has an eye for the quarterback. So I really like that guy. So I really don't understand why he's not on the list. But I mean, yeah, I either say we definitely go receiver at 33 or 30. Either we go receiver, and then I say we go edge if we don't get anyone else in free agency.
Okay. And I think the reason why Chop Robinson might not be on here, the Panthers had a heavy presence at his pro day, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe that, I don't know if that might be a reason why he's not on here, but they had a heavy presence at Penn State's pro day. So
I think they worked him out at his pro day. I think they worked him out.
Yeah, so they definitely got their eyes on him. Definitely.
Got you.
JJ?
Yeah.
What you got, boss?
I'm kind of with Terrance. I like Chop as well. it's one of those things where it's a preference thing really with what we do specifically with 33 and 39. Um, I wouldn't hate going wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Then that room gets a little more congested, which means that room gets a
Mm-hmm.
little more competitive, which means you put a better product on the field. However, like you mentioned, CJ, we have a lot of holes.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So with that,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of one of those things like, what do you want to do? Do you want to bring in a guy that can potentially start at left tackle? Do you want to put that amount of pressure on Icky, or do you want to just bring in a guy, fifth or sixth round at tackle, where you can just push him and just make him feel like maybe there's a possibility this guy can take your job, or do you want a plausible option if Icky doesn't show improvement over the summer? Look, you got to bounce. Do you want to give Bryce more weapons? With 33 and
Mm-hmm.
39, how many weapons do you want to give him? Like, yeah, we went out and we got
Yeah.
Deontay. We don't know what's going to happen with Michael Gallup. If we get Gallup, maybe that changes our approach. If we don't, maybe we do double dip at 33 and 39. So it's there's a lot of different ways that we can approach this. For me personally, like Terrance mentioned, I'm extremely high on Xavier Leggett. That's the guy that I want. There were Craig Young went kind of viral. Bryce's father went kind of viral with
Yeah.
the presentation of the four lists, and they asked him
Uh-huh.
which one would he want. Xavier Leggett was on that list. That was the rookie that he chose. So I don't know if that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
indicative on what Bryce is feeling, but you kind of have the opportunity to cure your sins, or be forgiven of your sins from last year with not asking him who he wants, and kind of make that right with this year. If he's telling you he wants Leggett, you go get Leggett. Um, so there's a bunch of different plays. Another name that's not on that list, and it could be for the same reason that you mentioned, CJ, at like the same reason as Chop Robinson, but
Mm-hmm.
Peyton Wilson, the linebacker from NC State, he got that Luke
Yes.
Kuechly stamp of approval. That that's
Mm-hmm.
that's major. Now, obviously Steve Smith gave his stamp of approval last year with Mingo too, and we kind of seen how
Mingo.
that saw how that played out this
Yeah.
season. But I'm still high on Mingo. I still think Mingo is going to be solid and going to be okay. So
Right.
obviously the
Mm-hmm.
stamp of approval from past legends, uh, you kind of gotta hold it up against a grain of salt, whatever the case may be. But there are going to be a lot of names, and there are going to be a lot of options and directions that we can kind of play with. I don't hate going wide receiver, cornerback. I don't hate going edge cornerback, edge linebacker. I would personally like wide receiver, and I would probably, just depending upon what Michael Gallup does, I would probably get a little freaky and double dip and look at Leggett or Troy Franklin, who is an option as well. He's going to give you that speed option. So there's going to be a lot of things that we can do, man. There's going to be a lot of things we can do, and on top of that, I would not put it past this organization and this current front office to potentially move that 39. I wouldn't put it
Mm-hmm.
past them, depending on what that draft board is looking like, because I did a mock draft earlier, just a simulator.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we kind of know how those go, but I did
Yeah.
one earlier, and they had Xavier Leggett drop into the fifth or sixth round. So I mean, shit.
Ooh.
If you're Intel, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's kind
Yeah.
of that's kind of wild to me.
That's
I can't
crazy.
see that,
That's
but I
crazy.
did a simulator, and that's what happened. And so, like, if your Intel is telling you that that's a possibility, like, you don't double up
Mm-hmm.
at 33 and 39. You go get depth, or you go fill one of those holes, and then you just play. You roll the dice and hope that maybe you trade 39 and can move back to third, fourth, maybe even fifth round. That would be a little stretch, in hopes of getting a Leggett, or maybe even Tez Walker. Now, y'all
Yeah.
Carolina fans, y'all know about him a lot better. Now, I know he didn't play a good amount of the season last year just because of you know transfer portal rules and everything like that. I'm not huge on Tez Walker, but he would be an option. And if you want bodies,
Yeah.
again, like I mentioned, if you want bodies to add a little more congestion and competition, he's not a terrible option either. So there's a lot of things that we
Okay.
can do.
Yeah, and I was going to
Yeah.
say you made a great point about the draft pick, because we said this Wednesday when we went live. If the Panthers do end up trading one of those second round picks, I would love to see them go back and gain picks. Because there's talk about what if the Panthers package up both of those second round picks and jump back in the first round. And it's like that's
Oh
all well and
man.
good, but at the amount of talent that's supposed to be there at the second round, I say you go ahead and take advantage of those picks. And like I did one mock draft where it was I traded back one spot with the Patriots to 34 and ended up with an extra pick. So, something like
Yeah.
that. But yeah.
Hey,
What's
hold
up,
on,
Tony?
CJ. Put that
Put it
chat
back.
message back up on Mr. Hungador. Hey, Mr. Hungador. Hey, salute to you, sir. I am
Thanks,
so
man.
glad you said that because I had a joke and I told my wife and we were watching the combine and when Lad McConkey ran that 4.3940 and first thing I said, boy, look at McConkey go. And she was like, do not say that. Do not tell nobody that. I said, okay, I ain't gonna say it. But I'm glad you said it, sir. So you were the first one said it. All I'm doing is regurgitating what you said. So now I should not be in any trouble. Yes,
That is
Lamb and
funny.
Hunky is my boy. That's right.
Oh my God. Okay, y'all. That's funny. All right. Now we got this next slide up here, just kind of a quick look at the cap numbers. I think this is up. Is this updated after Nick Scott, Tony?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
updated today. Yeah.
Okay. So we have estimated total of $16 million in cap space. I know that's probably enough to sign all our draft picks. And I don't think Carolina is done in free agency, but at this point, are they going to make any more big splash moves? Probably not. You know,
But
so
hold on one
go ahead.
second, CJ, because when you go to the draft manager, it talks
Hmm.
about the 6.6 million instead of 16, right? So I'm thinking maybe the Carolina only has 6.5 million. But like I want to try to tell people, don't be alarmed because there's still other things that Carolina can do to lead because I did it earlier on the
Hmm.
draft manager on Spot Track, and they
Yeah,
can save up to $20 million. They can have twenty
yeah,
million dollars in cap
restructures.
space if they restructure uh Taylor Moton, Adam Thielen, Miles Sanders, and it was somebody else. And that's not even mentioning practice squad players that they could cut. Because remember,
Okay.
everybody that's on the practice squad came from the other regimes. This
Hmm.
new regime hasn't even filled out the practice squad with players of their choosing. So there's going to be a lot of
Right.
players that's going to be released off the practice squad to fill room. And I think I played around a little bit. I think I released like 7 to 8 practice squad players. They was all saving like million and a half like that with their release. So there's more room that can be had to do things if the situation arises. And I think for the draft, for where we're slotted in the draft, we only need about $6.5 to $7 million in cap space
Hmm.
for those draft picks. So I think they still are in good shape. It may not look like it today on paper, but trust me, going forward, they're in good hands. They got it under control.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
just wanted to throw out there too, and I know we're trying to move on, but if
No,
we're
you good,
talking
JJ?
about
Speak on it.
listen, if we're talking about restructuring, Miles Sanders should be the first at the list. he, he
Yes.
he should be
Yes.
he should have been in
Yes.
the front office uh
Yes.
2 months ago
Yeah.
as soon as the season ended and said, "Hey man, if y'all need some more money to free up, take some of my shit." Because
Either
what
Hey,
because
hey,
what I
look.
seen from him this year,
either
Lord have mercy.
restructured or cut. One of the
One,
two. I'm fine
one
with either
Yeah.
one.
nah,
Personally.
for real.
I'm not gonna. Hey, look. Let me tell you. When they have altar call, Miles Sanders should be running down the aisle, first one
Yes,
up
sir.
there.
Yes, sir.
First
And
one up
he
there.
need to be the first one as soon as the
Yeah.
sanctuary open. Just thanking God for the opportunity.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yes.
No cap.
Facts.
Right. Right.
That is a fact.
All right, CJ.
Okay. Now I wanted to get into we had a comment on our last video, okay? And we're gonna get into the mock draft here. And Zach, let me see. I hope I don't mess your name
Petruccion.
up. Petruccion 8873 said, what if we don't take a wide receiver early and fill other needs and take two wide receivers at 141 and 142, like Anthony Gold or Jalen Coker? They're both sleepers. How would you guys feel? Okay, so what we decided to do is get into a mock draft here and see what that draft will look like if we waited that late to pick up a receiver. And and then we can, like I said, we got a lot of other holes on the team, center, because like we said, Austin Corbett is moving over to center, but I still ain't seen no tape of him playing center yet at all. They say it happened in Cleveland in the preseason one year, but he's still coming off of 2 injuries. So I still think we definitely need to show up that position. Edge is definitely in position. Cornerback, okay, and I'll even throw linebacker in there, because there are 2 really good prospects that should be there in the second round. Now we do have Josie Jewell signed a 3-year contract, but you have Shaq Thompson, and if you're looking, past this year, and this is a rebuild, do you pass on a Peyton Wilson or Edgerrin Cooper if they're there for you to pick in the second round? Okay, so now before I get into this, Dig it and Mr. Hunky Dory. Okay, I still got the same mock draft simulator. If it mess up, I'll switch to another one. Y'all don't have to send me any more money for my internet service provider. My internet is good, but the website was acting the fool the other night. But I do appreciate y'all. I really do. I appreciate y'all. But I wanted to say that. All right. So let me slide this screen over here.
So how do you guys do the mock draft, as far as, like, are we all just collabing? Are we the front office here? Or
we're the front office.
Okay, nice.
No,
nice.
We're the front office. Okay.
Okay.
And,
nice.
and you know what? And now that you guys have shown up on our channel, I was thinking earlier, I was like, you know what? We could actually get into like some mock draft battles. That sounds a whole lot more but you know what I mean? Like we could do kind of like a versus. Okay.
You gotta read the money.
In the future. Hold on.
You gotta read the money before we get started.
All right, Jay. Mr. Hunky Dory, thank you for the $2 super chat. Just in case I have to be praying for me.
Oh God.
Hey, thank you. Hey, again, thank you. I really appreciate that. Hey, man, he is hilarious, y'all. Okay.
Oh man.
So let's go ahead and get this draft started, y'all. All right. So for the comment, we're gonna wait until pick 141 and 142 to see what we got at wide receiver. Okay.
Wide receivers. So we're gonna take care of other needs first.
All right. So now, where should we go here, y'all? I'm going to suggest Edge. You see what everybody else.
Just look and see what's available.
Yeah, I'll just see what's available.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on, y'all. Dig it said, here's enough for 3 wings. Hey, appreciate you, dog. Appreciate you.
Hey, appreciate it, Dig
it. Hey, I don't know. Hey, I don't know if that get it done for 3 wings no more, bro. Inflation. Tell them you.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, you can't go to chicken coop $5 for 3 wings for that.
Nah, for real.
Oh man.
Well, at Edge we have Braylon Trice, Chris Braswell, Marshawn Nealon, Jonah Ellis, Adisa Isaac, Brandon Dorless, and Austin Booker.
Let's see what we got. Linebacker, then corner.
All right, corner we got Edgerrin Cooper, Peyton Wilson, Junior Colson, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., and our boy Cedric Gray and Tommy Eichenberg. And at corner we got Enos Rakestraw, Kamari Lassiter, Mike Sandstrill, TJ Tampa, Max Melton, Chris Abrams, Drain.
Got my pick.
What about tight end?
All right. Jatavion Sanders, Kay Stover, Theo Johnson, Ben Sinnott, Jaheim Bell, Dallin Holker, Jared Wiley.
Theo Johnson is a sleeper.
Yeah,
the boy at Penn State.
I agree. We need tight end. But let me tell you, I would probably flip over a table if they pick tight end at 33.
Yeah, I would go crazy.
Right? Yeah. No, I was just saying your boy's a sleeper. That's all.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I just say he was a sleeper.
What was his name?
Theo Johnson.
Theo Johnson, Penn State.
Yeah, 6'6", 255.
Yeah, I gotta go check him out. Because it looks like, I mean, if they got him projected at 98, that means that we could potentially do something. What, 4th, 5th?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But 98, that's like the top of the 4th round. Yeah.
We got the first pick of the 4th round. So.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Terrance, you said you had your pick. Who would you gonna nominate, Terrance? I'm
yeah.
I think I'm going. And this is only because I've seen them play. Like I said, I don't watch a lot of college football other than really ACC play. I'm
Mm,
going Peyton Wilson at
okay.
linebacker.
Okay.
Peyton Wilson. All right, JJ.
And who
I
you got,
had
JJ?
I had Trice. I was looking at Trice this morning. I like
Mm,
his effort. I know, we talked about Brian Burns' effort earlier. You won't have
mm,
that problem. You won't have that problem with Trice. And he gets after the quarterback. So I like Trice. I was thinking we want to go edge. I think that's the most pressing issue right now. Just with
mm-hmm.
what we currently have in those rooms. So I like Trice for sure.
All right, Tony.
Well, you know me, I always start off in the trenches. For me, it's always
Mm,
inside out. And with this 3-4 defense, you got to show up the middle because the one place where we were the one place where we were the weakest at last year was up the middle, not having the true nose guard and not neither one of our linebackers being true middle linebackers. So when
mm,
you talk about that, someone that can stop the run, but also that can apply pressure and get after the quarterback from the interior of the defensive line. I know we just signed Ashawn Robinson, you know what I'm saying, which I was banging the table for, and I wish we would have got him last
mm,
year when we first left LA. But you
yeah.
can never have enough depth. So if he go out and take a breather, somebody else can step in. So I'm kind of torn between Edgerrin Cooper, who I like over Peyton Wilson, mainly
Mm,
because the injury history. And Ezra Cooper is more of a thumper at middle linebacker. Yes.
mm,
Peyton Wilson, sideline to sideline, got the speed, can cover, will run you down, instinctive, can be on every play. But the thing is, can he stay healthy? And history has already shown he has a problem staying healthy. Edgerrin Cooper is just as good of a linebacker. Now he may not be as fast as Peyton Wilson, but he definitely gonna
mm,
be the one that can come down and take on pulling guards or a guard trying to reach a second level. And he's a
mm,
sure tackler, very athletic linebacker. But also you had on defensive line. Look who was available defensive line, Braden
Braden
Fitz.
Fisk.
Now you talking
Yeah.
about a disruptive interior defensive lineman. Like think about when we had K1 Short.
Yeah, he's nice.
K1
Mm,
Short was like 300, 6'4", 300. Quick first step, had the hands, always in the backfield, being disruptive. Braden Fisk, in my mind, same type of player. So
okay.
so I gotta make a choice, huh?
Mm,
Uh
That's what be making it difficult when you got to make that choice.
yeah.
'Cause you sold me on about two or three of them, so I don't know who I want no more.
yeah. But you know what? Because we have been saying for years that Derrick Brown needed a true running mate. And nobody that they
Mm,
have put beside Derrick Brown really was up to par, in my opinion. Ashawn
mm,
Robinson, that's a good start, but bringing in Braden Fisk to always have a monster in the middle, on that defensive line, I'm gonna go with Braden Fisk. I'm gonna say Braden Fisk out of Florida State.
okay. All right. Well, I guess I will be the tiebreaker on this one. I'm going to agree
Yeah.
with JJ on this one, and I'm going to go edge because, like I said, I think that's our biggest hole right now. Because if you look, even if you compare it to corner, you can kind of say, well, at least we got JC Horn. With edge, at least we got who? You know what I mean? So
Okay.
I think we go edge on here. So JJ, I'm agree with you. We're gonna take Braylon Trice. And
Oh,
you still got
JJ.
all right. So now we do pick in six picks, all right, or actually 39. So
And
now,
we're
all
waiting
right,
till and just to specify, we're waiting till what to go receiver?
141 and 142.
141, 142.
That
Okay,
yeah, that was
Yeah.
the scenario that was brought up to us. All right.
okay, nice.
So
Now, if that
now
happens in real life, I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna just tell everybody for the
oh,
record right now.
yeah, bro.
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
sick
no,
as can be. But
no,
okay,
no, no,
for
no.
Yeah.
content
Yeah,
Yeah.
purposes, I'm tracking. Got it.
Right,
yeah.
right, right.
You
We
know,
hey,
because
hey, we just trying to make the fan happy, man. One of
For
our
sure.
subscribers. So
For sure.
we
Shout
like
out
to
mm-hmm,
him.
engage with the fans and they like to put it out there with something that tempted us, and we was like, you know what?
Me too.
Why not give that scenario a try? So
Mhm.
hey, it just
Nah, for
just
sure.
just something different.
Shout out to them.
Yep.
Shout out to them.
All right.
My
Yeah,
man said
So
Trice is a reach.
yeah,
man,
33.
Trice is a terrible.
Okay.
He dropped 40 pounds for the combine, still ran like a 4.8. Oof. Oof.
That's not good news.
Oh yeah, nah, I didn't know that.
Well, I just
Me
want I
neither.
just want to put
We
CJ and
we, we
JJ
know, we
beside that
know, we
pick.
know, we know, we
Okay,
know,
all
we
right.
know,
Hey, I'm
we
gonna
know,
stand
we
on it.
know.
That's my fault. My
Hey,
apologies to the
look,
chat.
just so said, super
Nah.
terrible pick. Damn. Hey, it's all
Oh
good.
man.
Honestly, I think that might have been one of the first times we hold on. Dylan said we fired. Hey, okay, all right. Well, let's see if
All
we
right.
can't
So
redeem ourselves.
yeah, 39.
All right, what y'all got? Who y'all like?
What's the name? Is Braden Fitz still available? Let's see. D line. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Braden.
He's still there.
Hmm.
What you
You
think,
still there?
Well,
Tone?
because
You sold me,
so
Tone.
okay. I'm gonna go with Edwin Cooper, man. Because now you took Braden Trice, so that kind of adds another piece to the defensive line, even though it's not defensive tackle. But I forget that we do have Nick Thurman, who came on late in the season last year. LeBron Ray is still there for a little depth piece. I still think linebacker needs a little bit more, is a little bit more pressing need than defensive tackle right now. So I'm gonna say Edwin Cooper out of Texas A&M.
Okay, JJ, Terrance, what y'all got?
Um, I'm still, since my player's still on the board, I'm going back Peyton Wilson. Um, you had great points with Edrin Cooper. I just checked out his highlights really quick, just looking through. I mean, he is a dog. He is one of them ones. But I just gotta go. I'm sticking with Peyton Wilson.
Now,
Unfortunately,
So
now I
so
want to
so
add
so 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 no clear cut reason. That's just your boy.
I mean, if I
ACC
gotta
play,
go
Tone.
ACC play, if I gotta go based off of stats, I mean, my God, it's not even comparable and based on last year. So, I mean, yeah, I'm going Peyton Wilson.
Okay,
All right,
Hey,
go
Tony.
JJ.
Tony, how bad is Peyton Wilson's injury history?
That's a
Because I
key
wasn't
point.
familiar. I wasn't familiar. I wasn't familiar with it.
Me neither.
He he missed 2022. I think he had a I think he had a foot injury. 2022. He missed a couple games in 2021, and I think a couple games last year,
Oh yeah, it's
if I'm
too
not
many couples.
mistaken.
Hey, it's
But
too
I
many
think
couples.
I know for 2022, he pretty much missed the whole season for like a
mm-hmm.
foot injury or knee injury. I can't
Yeah.
remember right off the top of my head, but I
So,
know he missed like the whole season pretty much.
so I'm
Okay.
looking at it, and so in 2021, I'm not sure if they do 2021, 2022, but 2021 looks like the year that he missed like basically the whole year for the injury. And then
Okay, 2021.
2022, he missed a couple games, but I mean, damn, the games that he did miss or the games he did play, his stats are still on par for Edrin Cooper in his 2023 season. And then I mean 2023 when he was healthy.
Oh my
Whoo.
god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Mm.
know, Tone.
It's a toss up. I
I mean,
mean, I think it's preference, in
it's
my
just, it's just
opinion.
a
Yeah.
preference. It's just a preference.
Yeah, I think it's preference.
And since we're keeping the 100, I am a little salty at Peyton Wilson because he chose NC State when he was
Over you.
committed to North Carolina.
And he
See,
from
there it
You know what
Hillsboro.
goes.
I'm saying?
Now we get to the bottom of it.
Yeah,
Now we get to the bottom of it.
yeah.
Okay. All
Um,
right.
yes, and now I'm torn because I think that we kind of all agree that we should go linebacker here just to kind of shore
Yeah,
that
no
up.
doubt.
But listen, the
Mm-hmm.
thing about it is, I can't have guys missing a couple games here, a couple games there, because we
Yeah.
already got that problem with eight
Yes.
ball. We already
Yes.
got that
Come
problem
on,
with eight
Hey,
ball.
ball.
AJ. Let me do the crack.
We got that problem with Shaq Thompson. You know what I'm saying?
Had it with Dante.
Had it
Don't
with
say
Okay, so
Shaq
Dante.
Thompson because somebody made a bonehead play his own teammate that threw Shaq
Just
Thompson out, so I wouldn't even
friendly fire.
throw him
Yeah.
in there.
after the game. Let me chill.
Come on, JJ.
Let's go. I'm going Cooper, man. I'm going Cooper, and I'm going Cooper just because of the injury history. Because I was not familiar with that. Uh, I just know that Peyton. I know that Peyton be flying around. Now it seems like Adrian Cooper. He really be sliding. He be trying to stretch something. He come commit damage. But the injury history scares me, man. And if there wasn't an injury history before, then I would still be sold on Wilson. But because of the injury history that he has, and then the guys that we've already had, like JC Horn has given me like severe PTSD. Like honestly, so even if you're at your like top 10 in your position group when you're healthy, I'm still nervous because you know that's the case. I don't know if you're going to be available.
Okay.
Hey,
All right.
hey, Dylan, I will burn that shit on live TV.
Wow.
Now, let me
All right.
I like
Hey,
I
well,
like
let's
Cooper. I like Cooper.
all right. Let's go with Cooper here. All right.
Damn, that hurt my feelings right there. B plus.
I wonder what it would have been if
They
you
said
picked
we
Courtney
can't.
Wilson.
They said we can't survive. We can't come back from the Trice pick. That's what they
the
said.
Brandon Trice.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Hey, well, look, I encourage everybody that's in here that didn't like that pick. Join us Wednesday night. We'll be live again. We'll probably do another mock draft, and we will make sure that we stay away from Braylon Trice. Okay. All right, number 65. Who we got here, y'all? Well, let's look at best available. Who we got out here right now? Okay, we got Junior Colson, Tavion Sanders, Trey Benson,
There go my boy.
Cooper Beebe. Hey, Cooper
There go
Beebe,
my
because
boy.
hey, we do need a center. All right, I think we
Hey,
need
but
a
not only
plan B for
center,
Austin Corbett.
center or guard. He could play either one. Center
Okay.
or guard.
Hey, just so. So what we did, we had a comment on our last video, and somebody asked us to do a draft scenario where we waited until pick 141 and 142 to take a wide receiver. So that's what we're doing now. Okay. And we mentioned before that if the Carolina Panthers did this in real life, we would probably all be flipping furniture over. Okay. So this is not a true feeling. We're just throwing out a different scenario here. You know, just playing out some different possibilities.
Hey, I don't want
the damn balcony.
Yeah, I don't want y'all to indict y'all on a crime or nothing like that. But just know if we don't go receiver at 33 or 39, I'm taking a trip to Mint Street. Now, what happened? Like I said, I don't want to indict y'all on nothing, but I will be taking a trip to Mint Street. Should we?
Hey, I'll meet you there, dog. I'll meet you there. Hey,
don't even worry
I got
about
a shed full of all kind of shovels and equipment, so let me know what I need to bring down there, dog.
I'm so glad I'm in another country. So glad.
Hey, cash out with the bail money. All right, what y'all think about going here, y'all?
Go ahead, Terrance.
Let's see. Okay, we'll keep the same rhythm that we.
And this is just
what position you want to look at? That's the best available.
I want to look at. Let's see what we got at corner.
Okay.
All right. Got Chris Abrams, Drain, Cam Hart, DJ James, Andrew Phillips, Kalen Carson, and Jarvis Brownlee Jr.
I'm not familiar with a lot of those guys. I seen like the interview with Kalen Carson, and he was saying that he's more comparable to J.C. Horn, which I do like that outside of injury history.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not. Let's go back to. Can you go back up really quick?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go look at what's available on the line. Let's see.
All right. Now here's inside offensive line, guards and centers. Got Cooper Beebe, Christian Haynes.
Okay. It's not my turn. So I'm be quiet. Let me turn my mic off.
Let's go. I heard y'all mention. Okay, yeah. Let's look at tackles.
Mm-hmm. He ran. Go ahead.
Let's go Cooper Beebe, just because I heard y'all mention him. I don't really know much about the guy. Is he a center? You said he was a center.
He can play center or guard.
He can play center or guard. So I like that versatility. So yeah, let's go there in case Austin Corbett can't get the job done at center, or he's just not
Okay.
Bryce's
Yeah,
cup of tea at center. That we can have
Mm-hmm.
something that's interchangeable there. So
I
let's
like
go there.
that. I like that
Okay. I
explanation. I
agree.
like that play.
go ahead,
Go
JJ.
ahead, Tom. Oh, man.
Nah, I was just saying I like that. I like that. I like that he can play both positions. And
Hmm.
then we look at Corbett. I mean, Corbett, what he got injured 2 years in a row. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we don't know if we can trust him just based on his
Yep.
injury past either.
Two lower body injuries. Yep.
two major lower body injuries. So I would hate for us to put our
Torn
chips.
ACL and a
Uh
sprained
huh.
MCL in the same knee.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the
Yeah,
Cooper BB play as well because, like Terrence mentioned, you can kind of move him in and out if you have any problems with Hunt or Damian Lewis, and then
exactly,
with Austin Corbett as well. His injury past, I kind of like shoring that up and giving us a little bit more depth and putting some pressure in that room. I'm all for rookies coming in and putting some pressure on some vets because I feel like
Okay.
exactly,
when you got pressure and you got somebody that's chomping at the bit, that especially a young guy. That brings the
Mm-hmm.
best out of some of these veteran guys that may have gotten a little too comfortable. So I like that play.
Facts.
yeah.
Speak on.
I
Okay.
say it all the
Cooper
time,
BB.
man. Competition, Oh, go ahead, JJ.
Oh no, I was just saying we all agree on Cooper BB.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Cooper BB for me too.
All right.
That competition, but that competition it does something too,
Yeah,
and
competition matters, man.
most definitely,
Competition matters.
and when you come out as an organization and say you looking for dogs, that's how you
Mm-hmm.
create dogs. Even if they
That's
don't
right.
quite got it in them, you create them by taking them to that next level from a competitive standpoint inside your own room.
Cooper BB, Cooper BB, 6'3", 325, dog. And the one thing I can tell you about him, once he put them paws on you, it's a wrap. When he locked them
Mm-hmm.
paws on you, dog, it's a wrap. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now
For
Yeah.
sure.
I did see somebody in the comments say, oh Dylan, cornerback at 101. I'm gonna kind of agree
Yeah,
because like
Jose,
just Zoe
just
said.
Zoe say that
Mm-hmm.
too. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Cornerback.
What y'all think?
I'm with you,
Uh,
cornerback. Oh, go ahead.
yeah. Nah, I mean I don't know nothing about college cornerbacks, so this is gonna be Tony and CJ Carey. Well, I don't know, Terrence. You know any cornerbacks off the top of your
I
head?
don't really know much about cornerbacks, but I mean,
Yeah,
being that Kalen Johnson already off the board, he must have been or
Mm-hmm.
Kalen Carson. They must think he pretty solid, but I don't really know much about
Yeah.
him.
yeah. I was about to say
Yeah.
this, CJ and Tone. This one's on y'all,
Yeah.
man. Cause I don't know many. I don't know too many cornerbacks. I only knew
I'm gonna
one.
pass this one to Tony because
Yeah,
all the ones that I've watched good amount of tape on are gone already.
gone.
Well, I don't know anything about DJ James. I watched a
Mm-hmm.
couple of Florida State games with Renardo Green. He just is, you know, he's an aggressive corner. They ran an aggressive scheme at Florida State this past year, but the sleeper of them all to me is Kalen King. Um, a lot of people were kind of down on him because it's 40 time at
Mm-hmm.
at the combine. But if you watch tape, like if you just take that one day in shorts and shirt and just put that on the back burner and just look at what he done, just look at what he did as a
Mm-hmm.
player the past 2 years. Even though Joey Porter Jr. got all the publicity, but Caden King was a starter opposite of him, and they both, showed out. So I like Caden King. Looking at the mock draft simulator, like
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't want to pick him here. They say DJ James, Josh
Yeah.
Newton is another aggressive corner from TCU.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Jarian Jones is the other corner from Florida State, 6 feet, 190. I think at the combine he ran like a four. He ran a 4.36 or 4.38. But he was in that
Mm-hmm.
four thing, that 4.3 range. Just those that
Okay.
Kalen King was terrible at Senior Bowl week. I mean that may be true. Hey, Tez Walker was terrible at the Senior Bowl, but that's not who Tez Walker is as a player because again, go back and just watch the tape of production over the course of 2 years, it was way better than what he showed at Senior Bowl week. That's all I'm saying. But you're right. He
Okay.
did have a terrible Senior Bowl week. But we need corner because, like I've always said, it's always 50-50 if JC Horn gonna play a
Mhm.
full season. Technically, right now you don't have anything opposite of JC Horn. I know we signed Dane Jackson, but I don't know too much about him. You know,
Like
Ty Hill is gonna
Trent,
be that nickel corner.
yeah.
So outside them guys, you got Deshaun Jameson and DiCaprio Bootle. So,
Yeah.
Hey, I
like
just
we've
want to
been
say for the
screaming.
record, Tone, I love Deshaun Jameson. By the way, for the record, for the record,
I,
for the
I,
record.
Yeah,
I
I
saw your
do.
clip. I saw your clip yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Terrence.
I
Hey,
saw
I
your
like him
clip.
Terrence
You was
got
too.
talking
smoked
about
for him. Yeah,
Hey,
him.
he got that speed though.
he do,
Hey,
and he
Mhm.
got that dog
that
in him.
boy, he got that zoom zoom.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He don't get me wrong, Justin Jefferson made him look bad on that go route when he caught the
Mhm.
touchdown. He made him look bad. I'm not gonna lie. He did get out of position on that. But overall, what they asked him to do, he came in and he had a pretty solid year. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong, he had a pretty solid year. But like we were just talking about with BB creating competition for the offensive line, we need to create competition for these corners too. You know what I'm saying? Competition
Mhm.
matters. Iron sharpens iron. So,
very true.
like me and CJ, we've been screaming for the past 2-3 years. We need to add corners. We need to add corners. Even like last
Mhm.
year when they took DJ Johnson with Kaylee Ringo was sitting right there. We need corners. So
Right.
I would say the top rate corner on the list, even though I don't know too much about him,
Okay.
but
All right.
he's up there. So yeah,
Best
DJ
player
James.
available corner for this situation.
A lot of people in the chat were saying, Renardo Green. I seen a couple
Mhm.
of his. I seen y'all know y'all know much about him or what? Or he is no go.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Jake
I just know
Beasley.
he's an aggressive corner at Florida State. I watched more of Jerry Jones than I did of Renardo Green. Like I said, they played in a very aggressive scheme at Florida State last year, so they had opportunities, to make a lot of plays.
Okay,
So yeah, that's as
Yeah.
far as my knowledge with him goes.
okay,
Well,
got
I say we go Ronaldo Green because I think what people got to realize is too, just say if this was draft night and they were at this spot and they were like, okay, we got to get a cornerback, and you got all these people here and they got the different rankings. You got to remember what fits Evero's scheme, which player has the skill
Right,
set to fit his scheme.
right,
Somebody else may be ranked higher, but they look at it and say, but you know what, that kid has X, Y, and Z, and that's what we need for this
right.
defense. So.
yeah,
Is he
bro.
is he a press man corner? Is he a zone cover corner? Does he work better,
Mhm.
running a cover one or cover three? You know,
Mhm.
A lot
all,
that
all,
goes
all
Yeah.
that
into it
matters.
for sure.
Yeah,
Alright.
all that matters.
Let's go green here, see what grade we get for him, all right?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, tell me. Let me know.
Now go. Hey, it's a
Tone,
collab. It's a
Tone, it's on
collab.
you. Nah, Tone, it's on you. We gave
How
this
y'all gonna?
Look, yes, hey, yes or
No,
no,
you
Tony.
know
Come on.
what? Better
Rapid
yet,
decision.
the people in the chat was talking about Ronaldo Green. So let's go Ronaldo Green. Putting
All
this on
right.
the chat.
Yeah, the chat gonna put it right back on us, dog. You
now.
can't
Let
do
me
that.
and let me tell y'all this. And let me tell y'all this: the chat killed us for that Trice pick, and the Trice got ranked higher than that Renardo Green. So cool. So cool. Hey, so cool. All back.
Okay. So, for those of you that just joining us and looking at our draft board here and wondering why we have not taken a wide receiver yet, it was proposed to us that we wait until pick 141 and 142 to take a wide receiver. So we are at pick 141, and I have the list of available wide receivers up here right now. Okay. So
Can
who
we
does
put that?
everybody like?
Can we put that comment up?
Yeah,
Yes. Hold on.
who is his receivers?
Hold on. So
This is
yeah,
it, everybody.
Anthony
so
Golden,
yeah,
Jalen
Zach
Cook.
Petrucion 8873 said, "What if we don't take a wide receiver early and fill other needs and take two wide receivers at 141 and 142, like Anthony Gold and Jalen Coker? They're both sleepers. How would you guys feel?" So, like CJ and I said earlier, that got us to thinking. We was talking about it. We was like, you know what? that's a different scenario than either one of us thought about. So we appreciate it, Zach. And so, like we always do, we always ask the subscribers, our fans, to engage with us on in the comment section. So you never know when your suggestion may be picked, and we 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 are currently running a scenario to play out how Zach suggested. So that's what we're doing.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
hey, if that's what we're doing, then we might as well take the two guys that he suggested, right? Back to back if they're available. What
Yeah.
he said Coker and who was the other guy?
Anthony
And
Gold.
Anthony Gold and Jalen Coker. Now I know for sure this is gonna give us an F for Jalen Coker because I tried it
For real?
earlier.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah. We
I,
Yeah, but
I
hey,
don't
but I
know.
so
looked at
so
the
I
stats.
so so
Look at the
so what he
stats.
gave us
He's a
was
1,000-yard
so what he
receiver,
gave us
15
was
touchdowns.
suggestions. That don't mean we gotta take
That's facts.
it. That
That is
that do
facts.
not mean we gotta take it.
We
I
can't
agree
we
with that.
can't
Yeah.
we can't put up no Fs. We can't put no Fs on the
Now we
board.
can't put up no
Yeah,
F up.
Can't put no
All
Fs
right.
on.
Malik Washington. Hey, I'm gonna just go ahead and go first real quick. Is a dog. That's a no brainer. Love
Okay.
him. I like Malik Washington more than I like
And they got him at 120
Xavier
at
Leggett.
Yeah.
123. Yeah, they got him at 123
Yep.
as
He's a
quarterback.
little
All
guy,
right. Yeah,
but
he
I mean,
5'8".
He,
Yeah,
his stats is
if you watch him, he reminds me of Steve Smith, yo. He's like a Steve Smith 2.0.
ooh,
Ooh.
He
go
got
okay.
ahead.
that
Tony
he got
Tony
Press
that
said
that
that,
dog
button.
y'all.
in him.
That was Tony.
Press that button
Yeah,
then.
Yeah,
yeah,
Hey, if
All
he's
right.
Smitty,
Let's
yeah.
go.
I'm gonna say it. I'm
Hey,
gonna
A
okay.
say it.
plus.
A
Ooh.
All right.
plus. Mm.
ooh, go
Well,
ahead.
okay,
Go
let's
ahead, dog.
hey, look, let's hey, don't you blow out a shoulder over there now, Tony. Hey, how about this? Since he did mention Anthony Gold, he's there at 201. You want to take one of the two?
Who you talking to? You. Oh, I don't made my pick. This is on y'all. Y'all fella, y'all three. One, two, three. Yeah, I'm good.
All right, what y'all think, JJ and Terrance?
Terrence is on you, bro.
I mean, I'm just looking at
They got him at
his
201.
I'm looking at his numbers and they just don't
They don't scream it to you.
they don't hit for me.
Well,
And
let me
and
see.
he's 5'8" again. I mean, if we're already gonna take a little body, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
let
Yeah.
me just
Yeah,
Who
I
you talking
don't
about?
know if we got.
5'8". Who you talking about?
Anthony
Anthony
Gold.
Gold.
Oh, Anthony Gold.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
see what he
and he's
got.
thin. He's thin. If I'm not mistaken,
He's
Anthony
really
Gold.
small.
He started out as a quarterback at Oregon State. If I'm not
Oh,
Oh
mistaken,
yeah,
Anthony Gold started out
yeah. Hell
as
no,
as a
hell
Yeah,
no.
quarterback.
I
Hey,
ain't
we
I'm
really
not
can't do
feeling
sure.
that.
it.
Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that.
mm-hmm.
Don't quote me on that. I'm just trying to get going off memory because
Yeah, I agree.
I know the fast quarterback that they had played this year when
Mm-hmm.
DJ Oogie came out of the game. Um, he he transferred to uh he transferred to Michigan State to be with his coaches that left him
Mm-hmm.
with the Michigan State. Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
Michigan State
Okay.
quarterback is going to be the second string quarterback at Oregon State last year.
Hey, okay. Well, you know what? Curveball here, fellas. Now, somebody did ask about who's at tight end, and because I'm not even gonna lie
I
to you,
mean,
I'm glad they proposed
I
this
mean,
scenario.
They
But
gave
if
us an
if
out.
you look at yeah, if you looking at the wide receivers that are left, I'm just like,
mm,
eh. But okay, if we go over here and
mm,
look at edge, all right, we got somebody
for
here
an
that
audible.
we talk, yeah, we might pull an audible here. You
For
know, we got
sure.
somebody here, Muhammad Kamara, that we like. We talked about him a lot on this channel.
Yes,
And if you
sir.
go over tight end, you still got Ben Sinat and Rock Jones boy,
Ooh,
Dallin Holker. Okay. And Jared Wiley, who's actually coming in for a top 30 visit. So
Mm,
I'm just saying.
interesting.
Y'all go ahead. Y'all got
mhm,
some work cut out for y'all.
Yeah, I was about to say we got some work. We got some
Mm.
work. Okay, let's see. So they hated the Trice pick. So maybe we could look at edge.
mhm,
But then
yeah,
again, if I'm thinking like this front office has been thinking, we're thinking
mhm,
let's get Bryce some weapons. So I would have to
mhm,
probably go back to tight end, and I see three guys that at the top that we can make something shake with for sure.
okay.
Uh, Terrance, what you thinking, bro?
I'm just looking into some stuff.
How big is Ben? Do y'all know off the top of y'all's head?
6'4",
I don't remember off
245.
top. One thing I will say about Ben, if you look at the offense that Kansas State employed, he is he's a true blocking tight end, even though he's only 245. But what
We got one of
Dave
those.
Canales loves to
Mm-hmm.
do, what he did in Seattle, what he did in Tampa, you have to not only be able to catch, but be able to block as well. So just think about Tommy Tremble. When Tommy Tremble came out of Notre Dame, he was a blocking tight end, and he has progressed, over time to getting better and better at catching the ball.
Okay.
Fair enough. What
I
you
don't
think?
know,
What you
man.
think, CJ?
I don't know.
I put it like this. Okay, so we got a wide receiver room of Adam Thielen, Deontay Johnson. We signed ISM. We still have gotta keep Terrence Marshall Jr. Okay.
Yuck.
Who else? Yeah. Hey, let me tell you, as much as much as I say we should give Bryce a little bit of grace, I think Terrence Marshall deserves a little bit as well. I'm excited to see what he can do this year. Because he was a healthy scratch for a lot of games, and we were just wondering, like, well, what's going on? Why isn't he playing? And it's like
A
it's
healthy
almost like they just didn't want
scratch.
to play him.
CJ, a
Yeah.
healthy scratch after like a non-catch game too. And this is something me and Terrence talked about last week. Was like,
Yeah.
why? Where is the disconnect? And I don't want to open up too
Yes.
large of a dialogue, but just for something, for something for Panthers fans to think about. Why does TMJ not connect with any coaching staff that we brought in over the last 3 years? How can you
Oh,
be a
Yeah.
healthy scratch after
That
nine
that's a
catches?
good question.
What
That's
That's
a
a
what
good
good
is it?
point.
question.
9
That's a
catches
good point.
and he's a healthy
Yeah.
scratch, and you have
Mm-hmm.
receivers that can't get open. That shit is
Yeah.
weird to me.
Hey, hold on one second, Jay. Hey, Will Robinson, man, thank you for the $10 super. Jay said weekly tip drill, fellas. Hey, we appreciate it,
Tip
man. We
drill
appreciate
wheel.
y'all. Tip
Tip
drill
drill
will.
wheel is what we call it.
Yes, sir.
I seen you click on running back
We
too.
appreciate it. Yeah, somebody in the chat asked me to look at running back.
I
So we
like
do got
bro from Notre Dame.
Sweet.
He runs the
And I
ball
like
hard.
sweet. I like sweet feet Ray Davis.
mm-hmm.
He be getting
Yep.
out of there. Hey, Ray be getting out of there. And I don't even
Yeah.
watch a lot of college football. I'm like Terrence, but Ray be
Mm-hmm.
getting out. I done seen Ray slide.
Yeah. And
For
But
sure.
listen,
and I was gonna
we
say
got
we've
we
also
got
said on this
on.
channel a lot
Yeah,
that we have a big problem with short yardage. There were a lot of 4th and 1s, 3rd and 1s that we could not convert. So
Estimate a big guy for that.
yeah.
He's a big back. I don't know,
true.
man. This is a hard decision.
TMJ did connect with Steve Wilkes. That is facts.
Mm-hmm.
He did
He did.
connect. He
He
did
did.
connect big time when Steve Wilkes was here.
That is
That's
very
fact.
true.
Mm-hmm.
That's very true. Well, he should have took his ass to San Francisco with him. Res-
Well, he up out of San
We
Francisco, so
Well, that
Yeah, for
well,
real.
they both
yeah,
yeah,
respectfully.
Yeah.
they both fighting for their life.
yeah.
God may love me, boy. I tell you what.
Okay.
Uh,
Well,
I
hey,
don't know,
I ain't
man.
gonna
I
lie.
like. Go ahead,
Go
CJ.
ahead,
My
JJ.
bad.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm not gonna lie. I'm not at this point I'm not mad at just taking Malik Washington and cool with the wide receivers. Um, Tight end I do. Because I'm big on Tommy Tremble. I
Me
do think
too.
he's a good blocking tight end, but I think he's shown a lot of progression as far as him being able to catch the ball, and just not that I mean contested catches. You know what I mean? Going and picking the ball up almost off the ground. I mean, just not just he's got to be wide open to catch a pass is what I'm trying to say. Having a brain
Yeah.
for it. I apologize, y'all. But
And to kind of like deter us from the tight end play as well. Like I
mhm,
like Tommy a lot because I've seen the progression. Ian Thomas, that gives you the blocking or blocking tight end that you're looking for. And I'm
yeah.
really, 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 really high on Sullivan as well. I don't know
Yeah,
what the
Sullivan got them
exact
hands,
situation.
dog.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
And he's a
Sullivan
vertical
has
threat.
those hands. Yes,
Yeah,
he
so
he,
I
he
would
definitely
almost
is.
say
That
that
is
we're
true.
solid.
That
Yeah,
is
I,
true.
I would
Hmm.
almost say we're solid at tight end. So that would leave us at what, running back, and what else
It,
were we looking at?
we were looking at edge,
An
and let me
edge.
tell you, I ain't gonna lie. We passed on Muhammad Kamara in a lot of drafts. A lot of drafts.
Let's go Muhammad then. Just a snap
Okay.
call. Let's go Muhammad.
Yeah.
Y'all
Cause
y'all
y'all
pulling
like,
y'all pulling the audible. Y'all
yeah,
pulling the
Yeah. We
audible.
the
put.
auto.
Yeah.
Cause
We
they
put the
hated
Okay.
the
42
Price
pick.
pick, so we gonna put some pressure on Trice by bringing in Mo and DJ
Yeah.
Johnson. That could be your indication that you might be on your way out. Simple as that.
Hey, bet. Hey, look. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. We're gonna go Muhammad Kamara.
Okay, B plus. That's not. We like that. That's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say to get that caliber type of player at that, at that late in the 5th or 6th round, hey, that's a hell of a value right there. That's
Mm-hmm.
some people will even say that's probably a steal.
Oh yeah, we'll take that.
All
That's
right.
money.
Okay.
Let's
All
see
right,
So let
best
me go
Tone.
to.
available.
Tone, you gotta help us with this one now, man. Cause you seen we were fighting for our life right then.
Hey,
Tone got his pick out the way, then we waited like 10 minutes to get ours, and he just sitting
hey,
there
So
touching his facial hair
so
like, yeah, look at him struggling.
what hey CJ, give us a quick recap. What we got so far?
all right. So at 33, we went Braylon Trice, Edge, Washington, and got slammed in the comments. Okay. 39, we went Edrin Cooper, linebacker, Texas A&M. 65, Cooper BB, center slash guard from Kansas State. 101, Renardo Green, cornerback from Florida State. 141, Malik Washington, wide receiver from Virginia. And at 142, we pulled it. We called audible on that one. We were supposed to take another wide receiver, but we went Muhammad Kamara, edge from Colorado State. And now we are at our last pick at 240. And this was the result of a pick swap with the Steelers in the oh god, what's his
Deontay Johnson.
Deontay Johnson, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, what you think,
So,
fella? Hey, I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
go
No,
ahead,
go
Tony.
ahead,
My bad.
CJ.
No,
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 go ahead,
go ahead,
go
bro.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say,
I was just gonna
your
say,
man right here, Rasheen Ali. Didn't you like him? Or was it somebody else
oh,
I was thinking about?
that was somebody else. I don't know nothing about him.
Okay, my bad.
I don't know nothing about him.
My bad. So there's the best available
I don't
right
know
there.
none. I don't know none of them dudes.
I don't want to pick another Penn State guy. We done took too many of them.
All right. Well, let's look at now we got tight end Brevin Span Ford and AJ Barner are the top two. We got
I
Jack
don't know nothing
Westover,
about them.
Isaac Rex, I'm sorry, Zach Hines, Mason Fairchild, and Thomas Yasmin and McCall Castles. Man, that's an interesting name. All right.
So,
Somebody in chat said running back.
Yeah,
hey,
There's
I
if
think
y'all
they're
Ali.
gonna go
haven't,
running back either way at some
but
point.
Okay.
if y'all haven't done any research, go back up to the top, CJ,
Mm-hmm.
on Cody Schrader,
Mm-hmm.
the boy out of Missouri who balled out this year. He was a leading
Mm-hmm.
rusher in the SEC. You talking about he's like he's a bowling ball. He's short, stocky, has great
Mm-hmm.
contact balance. He can move the chains.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, now when you talking about a dog, someone that's a baller, I think he started his career at a Division II or Division III school
Mm-hmm.
and worked his way up to Missouri, walked on, and then got a scholarship, and then he just parlayed that into being the leading rusher in the SEC this past year. And whenever you watch him on tape from this past year, it doesn't matter who they played against. It doesn't even
Mm-hmm.
matter. He was giving them that work. Any
Hey,
any
Doug.
SEC team, yeah,
Who got hurt at the combine, Doug? Go ahead, Tony.
yeah.
I'm
Who
sorry.
got hurt? I don't know if Cody Schrader got hurt. I might have to look that up.
Okay.
But
Let me
go
see.
watch Ali, Rasheen Ali. Yeah, I don't know
Oh, he
much
said
about Rasheen
Missouri running
Ali.
back Cody Schrader. That's who Doug's talking about.
Oh, Missouri running back Cody Schrader.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. This is like really just a depth move. If we go running back to me, so is he worth
Yeah.
the risk? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because we
Yeah.
got Chube, we got Miles, and
I
we
mean,
got
this is
Raheem.
this is 7th round pick. If
Mm-hmm.
he hurt, this is somebody that you can stick on the shelf for a year
Yeah,
and let him get healthy. I
for
mean, you're not
sure.
Yeah.
losing nothing, and you're not really expecting nothing from your 7th round pick.
Yeah,
You know,
Okay.
at this point.
I like it though.
Yeah.
I like Cody.
But I'm always
All right.
trying to I'm always trying to select someone that can come in and create competition. I don't care what round they're in because there's always
Mm-hmm.
steals throughout the draft. And a lot of times some of your best players that make it, you'll get them on day 2 and day 3.
That's
You know what
very
I'm
true.
saying?
1,100
So
yards, 15
I
tutties.
think I
Ooh,
think Clegg Diesel was talking about Rasheen Ali, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, Rasheen Ali.
Yeah,
yeah, but
look,
I mean,
Diggy said, "Yeah, we got Sanders."
yeah. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. He on the hot seat just like DJ Johnson. Don't worry.
Earning,
They
boy.
got about another
Yeah.
year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Uh
I say we just go
what
top of the list
yeah.
here.
Tone is in deep thought, man. Tone ain't going top of the list.
He
He
he's
Hey,
he's
no,
staying
no,
he's
no, no,
staying
no,
deep though. I'm
no,
trying
no,
to get
no.
us out of here before
We
tomorrow.
gon' Hey, because either way, we're gonna choose Rasheen Ali for Clegg Diesel. Since he was pounding the table hard for him, we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
go Rasheen Ali out of
okay.
Marshall.
Okay, bet.
All right. Got an A for that
A.
one.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's actually really good.
That's that's not bad at all. And to recap, that is our draft, everybody. Braylon Trice, Edrin Cooper, Cooper BB, Ronaldo Green, Malik Washington, Muhammad Kamara, and Rasheen Ali. All right.
Man, we're gonna miss you, Peyton Wilson.
Hey. Hey, look, who's to say that he might not come? You know, he might still come, but you never know. You know, you
I hate
never
for you
know.
to get in that
But
NFC South and cause havoc.
hey, let me tell you,
Hey,
I would love nothing
now I
more.
ain't gotta burn his jersey.
I was about to say we were just saving the 160. As Tone said, he burning that on the
Hey, let
live
me tell you.
stream.
Let me tell you, somebody sent Tony a free jersey. He ain't burning nothing. That's my cousin. I know he.
Putting that shit on.
Hey, what you
Be here
want?
like this right here.
What's CJ? Text me Tone size and text me your address. Now you might got to
Okay.
pay for shipping because you international, but we gonna take
Oh.
care of you though.
I,
We gonna get you a jersey.
I'll get it when I come to Charlotte this summer. I'll be there for training camp.
Okay, bet we gonna have a jersey for you then. You just tell me what player you want. We got you. What player and color? We gonna take care of you for
Hey,
sure.
Yeah, all
look,
right.
Dylan said he gonna show up cheesing on the next live. Oh man. Hey, well,
Yeah.
fellas, let me tell you, this has been a fun one. This has been a really fun live, man. We appreciate y'all coming on. We thank y'all for the opportunity to work with y'all. We look forward to many more collaborations in the future. And again, y'all go ahead, shout your channel out, your social media, tell everybody where to find you.
For sure, man. Well, thank you guys so much. Honestly, very humbling experience for real. Like, really appreciate it. Excited to get some more work in the future. If you guys don't know, we are the hosts of For Panthers Fans Only, Carolina Panthers sports talk podcast. You can find us at the G2S Network on YouTube, or you can search for Panthers Fans Only in the search bar as well. For Panthers Fans Only on Instagram, on TikTok, at FPFO underscore podcast on Twix. Um, and you can
There you
find us
go.
on Rumble as well. You can find us on Rumble as well. So we're all DSPs. And then as far as personal page, you can find me at the Myth of JJ on Instagram. That's the one that I'm most active with. But again, appreciate the
Okay.
opportunity, fellas. Really.
Yeah, it's
Always.
been a pleasure. Thank you guys for having us. Um, really great interacting. Conversations was great. And it's always nice to talk to people who know their football and not just people who are just rambling, don't really know things, just throw out crazy takes and stuff like that. So it's always appreciative to talk with people who actually know about Carolina Panthers football. So definitely appreciate y'all having us on. Yeah, you can find me on my personal Instagram, Terrance1027. I'm mostly active on Instagram every now and then. But yeah, appreciate you guys for having us for sure.
Hey man, we
No,
appreciate y'all
no
coming here,
problem.
man. Don't got anything you want to say to the people before we get up out of here?
Hey, I just want to say, man, if y'all are still in the chat and haven't already done so, hit that like button, man. Subscribe, turn those post notification bells so you can be made aware whenever we drop new content or go live. We'll greatly appreciate it. It truly helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. Um, and engage with us. Don't be afraid to leave comments on YouTube. That's how we got to this scenario on this mock draft. So any ideas that you may have, me and CJ, we'll look them over. We'll talk about them. If it's worth something doing, we'll do it. Cause that's we not the only Panther fans. You know what I'm saying? So we like to get input from everybody. We know,
Mm-hmm.
and what we don't know, we'll say that too. So, it's always good, man, to collaborate with different people. When we first got started, there was some guy, a couple people that collaborated with us that brought us onto their channel to help us create a footprint. So we just trying to pay it forward, man. That's all it is.
Facts.
Go ahead,
That's
CJ.
Facts.
love. That's
All
love.
right. Hey, you said it all right there, Tony. Let me just go ahead and take us out. And JJ and Terrance, I like to do this every time we get off of a show here. I got 3 things for everybody. Number 1, y'all be good. Number 2, y'all be safe. And as always, Panther Nation. Number 3, and most important, keep pounding everybody. We'll catch y'all later. And there go Tony with them damn hands. All right, we out, y'all.
Tone, I'm
Chat
on
later.
it.